Oh, that's not the right headset. Switch that one out. Okay. Switch this one to Jazz. Yeah, I'll take this one. There we go. I'm going to have you work on that one at some point, Keegan, if you can bring that back to life, hopefully. I'm not sure you can. Oh, good. Ground loop. Are we good? Whatever. And welcome everyone to Oswald Field here on the campus of Hesston College. Fall World Season action, something we've never done before. We're broadcasting this Game 3. I believe it's Game 3. Am I right, Kyle?
Yes, sir. Game 3 of the Fall World Series.
Game 3, I'm joined up here by head baseball coach Kyle Howell, who gets to sit up here, stay warm on a foggy night. Yes, it's foggy. It's going to be interesting. On the hill, we're Team Dawson versus Team Seltzer. Team Dawson is batting. Team Seltzer is defensively on the hill for the defense is Colton Moushey. Did I say that one right?
Colton Moushey out of Derby, Kansas.
Okay, so Colton getting the nod here. Kyle, what's the status here of this World Series? Where does it stand game-wise?
Game-wise, right now we're locked one game apiece. Team Dawson came out and took Game 1. Team Seltzer bounced back with a big 16-4 win in Game 2.
All right, batting order for Team Dawson. Kyler Reinhardt to lead things off. Nariki Fujimura will bat second. Joe Ogletree batting third. John Law in the cleanup spot. Zach Duncan batting fifth with Nick Platten batting sixth. Alec Byrne batting seventh. We have Rudy Garcia batting eighth, and Andrew Huckabee rounding out the order. Guys, we're glad you're along for the ride. There are several ways. We want you guys to contact us. Send us a text if you have questions, comments. Send it. Kyle will answer them. He'll answer live questions, too, for that matter. But send us a text at 620-217-1465. Again, that number, 620-217-1465. That'll be the number we have all spring long as well for texting, questions, trivia. We'll take that. Eric Horton's not allowed to ever send in bad puns. We've seen too many of those. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to do today. This is going to be a lot of fun. As we are set for action, Kyler to lead things off here for Team Dawson. Series tied at 1 game apiece. And already confusion between the two coaching staffs. And I'm not sure what that's about.
Anytime you get these two together, seems like we're in for an interesting ride. So they're already arguing about something, exchanging stopwatches, doing whatever they can to try to gain some sort of advantage. I'm not sure either one's got the upper hand.
A little gamesmanship in the Fall World Series, and we are ready for action. And the first pitch from Moushey misses outside 1 ball. And you said a freshman from Derby?
Yep, freshman from right down the road in Derby, Kansas. Comes to us, actually spent last summer pitching in the Wichita Collegiate League for former assistant coach Courtney Spitz.
Okay. And we've already got a text already saying thank you for showing the game. Hey, it's a pleasure. This kind of worked out great for everything, so we're bringing it down as the bunt laid down, fouled off. And I see it is fall ball. We don't even have batter's box as best guess.
Coach Kellner's behind the mound, so I'm sure he'll take care of any strange inconsistencies that go on out there.
Count is 1 ball to 2 strikes to Kyler. Hey, if you guys are texting in, tell us who you are, who you're watching, where you're watching from. And here's the pitch. That one stays upstairs, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Been a busy week for Lark Athletics. Basketball has just kicked off, and the pitch, payoff pitching it downstairs, strike 3 called, and Kyler Reinhardt is retired. That'll bring up Nariki Fujimura.
Nariki has been known affectionately by his teammates as Bob this fall.
Okay.
Seems to be easier to get across at times.
Well, then we'll call him Bob. Bob Fujimura. I kind of like that. And Bob takes a strike. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Since you're a fan of the Larks, tell us who you are. We're even taking emails, too. That's always ready. In case you want to email, texting is your thing. Drop us a line, golarks@heston.edu. Count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the first for Team Dawson. Team Seltzer in the field. There's a little looper going to fall in, and the first hit of the game recorded by Bob Fujimara. And he's aboard with a single. Conditions not exactly what we call ideal. In the last hour or so, it has come up in we've got fog and a little bit of mist.
This has really been the first bad day we've had, and I mean, to say we're in November 3rd and it's 45 and playable, I think we'll all take it.
So, Mushi working out of the stretch, trying to keep Bob close. Curveball missing upstairs in the count, 1 ball. This is Joe Ogletree, a sophomore. And if you've ever heard Joel giggle, it's a treat.
Really enjoy your baseball inside up here, Rusty.
That one misses upstairs. You're the color guy. I'm just the play-by-play guy.
Oh, no doubt. I'm rather enjoying it. Joel has had a great fall.
Good for Joel. Count 2 balls, no strikes to Joel. Strikeouts plagued Joel last year a little bit. That one too far outside. And the count 3 balls, no strikes.
Really has done a great job with pitch recognition and in terms of swinging at balls in the strike zone, and been really successful.
There's a strike upstairs, and count 3 balls, 1 strike. Good hitters count here for Mr. Ogletree. Kyle, has there been any friendly smack talk between the two squads going on back and forth?
You know, I think there's been a lot of it. I think that
Joel, a little tapper, fielded over there by Haynes, and Haynes finally tried. No, can't come up with it. And Joel aboard after the error.
Not exactly ideal playing conditions or the ideal play made right there, but no, we've definitely had it going back and forth, and I know we've got a couple things on the line, both on the player side and the coach's side. So it'll be entertaining when it's all said and done. I wonder how long the smack talk will continue.
That'll bring up the marshal, John Law. And John lays off. 1 ball now to John. John, fly ball towards left field.
Ball's not going to carry today. That thing's going to get knocked down in a hurry.
And making the play out there is the left fielder, Josh Stivers?
Josh Stivers out of Bettendorf, Iowa.
So John flying out. Runners do move up, though, to deep left field. And there are 2 on and 2 out for Zach Duncan.
This will be a great job of pitching right here, especially with the error if Mushi can limit this and get out of here without any runs. Might have caught a flinch there on the mound, and I'm not sure that it was picked up. We might have had him step off, but
I wonder too. I wasn't sure out there that both Bob and Cole over there were calling for the balk. All right. I've got a text, Kyle, here from Vanessa and Ryan from Austin, Texas, watching Rudy Garcia.
Oh, awesome. Mrs. Garcia actually won our raffle drawing for a golf vacation.
Okay. And here's a text from Ingram, Texas, watching KT Gerald. So Texas is checking in. Hi, Jazz.
Hi, Rusty.
Jasmine Pankratz, also my broadcast partner in basketball, softball, and baseball, now making her way into the press box.
That's true. I do prefer broadcasting indoor sports, though, on days like today.
Swing and a miss here for Zach Duncan. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the first for Team Dawson. Team Seltzer in the field. Swing and a miss, and Team Dawson strands a pair out there after a half inning, no score. And Kyle, during the half inning, what we'd like to do is I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the pitcher and the hitter's recognition you mentioned a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're one of the cool things that we've really started doing in the last year and a half is pitch recognition, and from that standpoint of a hitter, we were fortunate enough to pick up on it. It was a program run by Southeast Missouri State and their staff 3 or 4 years ago, where they led the country in perceivably almost every offensive category. That staff's now at University of Missouri, and we are the only junior college program in the country who uses it. And we took a step forward this year and kind of transitioned how we were going to use it. I spent some time this summer with Dylan Lawson, who's Mizzou's hitting coach, discussing how to put it into action and where to go. And we've really it's something we started last year, but have really hit another level. I think we've seen some, even in our World Series games, we've seen some higher scoring games, and not necessarily with pitchers being that bad, but guys are learning to take pitches they can't hit. We're learning to identify pitches out of the hand a whole lot faster, and it's a pretty intricate system where guys come into the office, have access to a lot of video, and you get the perspective of either right-handed hitter, left-handed hitter. It's a really neat software, and especially for our freshmen who have never used something like this, to see the jump from the mental side. Obviously, you go to college and the physical stuff gets better, but to see the mental side and for them to really learn to hone in on that side of the skill set.
Jody Gerald's saying that was her texting in. So Jazz is up and running. She's watching you watch us.
Sounds creepy every time you say it.
Well, you are.
We got in the live chat from Patrick Platten, go Nick, and from Michelle Stivers, watching some Larks baseball, go Josh.
Okay, so Jasmine's manning live chat. If you want to chat with Jasmine, she's right there. So we're glad you guys are joining us for this. Keegan getting comfortable over there. Kind of nice, isn't it? And leading off the bottom of the first for Team Seltzer, David Berzins.
That buzz is back.
I know. I know. I don't know why. What?
I don't know.
It's got to be the outlets. I think you're right. I think it's absolutely right in the outlets.
Because it wasn't doing it 2 days ago.
It wasn't doing it during the basketball game either. Andrew Huckabee on the mound here for Team Dawson, as the first pitch is a strike to David Berzins. We both have to keep our hand on stuff, I guess.
No, it was me. Wait.
I don't know. That's grounding. Swing and miss by David. And the count quickly. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's like David out of Houston. Is that right, Kyle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas.
Curveball misses downstairs, drifting downstairs. And the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Bottom of the first. Team Dawson stranding 2. Team Seltzer trying to get things rolling. Curve upstairs, missing outside. The count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We worked it full in this Game 3 of the Hesston College Fall World Series. The battle for the hammer.
Where did that white helmet come from?
I don't know. It's snazzy.
Must be a personal collection item.
I was going to say.
That foul backing out of play, and the count still remaining 3 balls, 2 strikes. Little batter's box disco dancing for David Berzins. Yeah, I got to slip that in.
Yeah, you will. Every single game.
Not every single game. That one's downstairs. David DeBoer draws a leadoff walk from Huck. And that'll bring up Cooper Morgan. And just on cue, and here's Coop's dad texting in saying, watching the game from Atlanta where it's in the 60s.
Oh, it's definitely in the 60s in the press box too, Rusty.
Oh, I think so, but it's not out there on the field. That's right, it is November. It's time for cold and snow. Jasmine loves the cold and the snow.
I hate the cold and the snow.
Coop digging in. Huck works from the stretch. Runner goes. And Berzins in there with a stolen base. Going to third on the errant throw. And Kyle, as a coach, you have to like that on the ability to stretch that and get to third on a ball that deflected out into shallow center.
Yeah, we've really prioritized running with him and running in right situations, and honestly, not even a terrible throw, but David just beat it, and ball gets kicked into shallow left center field, and good instincts right there. Make sure you get to third base.
So Coop has a runner in scoring position with 1 strike and none out. And Coop, towering fly ball, drifting back. And coming on, making the play is Byrne, and he'll hold. Burzen's over there at third. So Coop, shallow fly ball out there to right field. Morrissey's watching from Bettendorf, Iowa. Go Ryan. Woody Miller texting in saying thanks for the call on the gas smell. Smelled a little natural gas outside of the Campus Activity Center walking over. Never good.
Woody's always up for little more work, so.
Yeah. That one's fouled back into the fence. As this is Jeremy Deckinger. Jeremy out in right field tonight. We apologize for the ground loop feed, or we'll work on that. That went too high to Deck. And time being called is I think they're swapping out fresh baseballs on a night like tonight.
I think we're going to go through a lot of towels and a lot of baseballs to make sure we get this one off. So,
Kyle, I'm getting a text from Drew Aldana's dad watching in El Paso. He's got some eligibility left, and he's ready to sign.
I've played golf with that guy. As ball across the diamond, good play right there by Nick. That's going to score a run.
It does.
I don't know that there's any athletic ability left in that guy, but I appreciate the sentiment. And his son Drew obviously caught here last year. Really good player, now at Missouri S&T.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, some of the Larks from last year between half innings and where they've gone. If Kyle wants to talk. He's enjoying playing on his phone and running the scoreboard like a good coach.
Like a good coach.
Little flare by Kalen Haynes.
Oh, man.
And that will get under the glove of
J-Law.
John Law. The Marshall can't come up with a tough play. It's fall. We're going to score to hit.
Oh, I think that's a hit. Our shortstop is playing in right center field, and the second baseman seems to have ventured out to right field with Kalen. That is a large man hitting there. Not usually the side of the field where the baseball ends up with him offensively. So take a guy and put him out of position and hit a squibber like that, you're going to come up with something strange.
Ryan Morrissey to bat now for Team Seltzer. I want to say the Larks. I'm so used to saying that, but it's Team Seltzer for.
Well, technically, you're not wrong.
Well, true.
So.
No, there's a first time for everything. You're getting it right.
Team Seltzer on top of Team Dawson, 1-0 here. Bottom of the first. Little small ball. There's a curve from Huck over for a strike. I'm glad you guys are along. Jasmine's also live chatting. You can chat with her. You can text us questions. You can text Kyle questions. He'll answer questions. Life questions. That pitch missing down inside. Kyle also beginning a new workout program for Halloween next year.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one off the live discussion feed. My wife hasn't tuned in yet, but when she does, I'll let you know. She will be more than happy to talk about my physical regimens, which do include more calories than I burn and a couple pizzas and sodas every now and then.
It's like you're a college student.
Just hang out with them.
There's a squibber tapped foul by Ryan. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's going to drive both Jasmine and I
Wow,
crazy.
it completely left now. Huh?
The 1-2 on the way. There's a little flare out there to right field. Could be trouble if it drops in. And it'll be a foul ball.
Oh,
not by much.
Not at all.
And Ryan would have ran for a while. That would have scored a run. It's in between the laptop and the mixer box and the outlet. somehow.
I think it has something to do with the vibrations. Because when you compress it, you don't get it anymore.
Right. But we don't get it during basketball.
So if I put it on my lap or something, maybe?
Maybe. You just be comfortable, as long as you're comfortable, Jasmine.
I'll be comfortable as long as I don't have to hold it the whole game.
Count us 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Ryan.
Man, I never even noticed it till you pointed it out last year, Rusty. So.
And now it's evident. That one bouncing in front.
Good job by Rudy there for out that baseball.
Count us full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Is this Ryan?
Yes.
The guy who drinks a gallon of milk a day?
A gallon of milk a day?
He literally drinks a gallon of milk a day.
His calves definitely reflect that.
Yeah.
He's a physical specimen.
That one downstairs gets past Rudy. Kalen holds over there at base on the walk. And that'll bring up Logan Dryden. Dryden, a freshman from Goddard.
He's from Goddard?
That's what it says on this card that Kyle handed me.
Oh.
Yep, local kid. Actually, there's a good story about his recruiting when we get a chance.
Man, this is just driving me crazy.
Payoff pitch. Oh, check that. That's a first pitch here to Logan.
Sorry, Rusty. I'm multitasking, recruiting, trying to help my wife get onto YouTube and keep the scoreboard.
Okay. Go to heston.edu/larks to get onto the game, too. There's a television icon built in. Just putting that out there. The 0-1 on the way. There's a little dribbler at John Law. John kicks it around. And the bases are full. The meadow is occupied on the error. As we like to say, Phil and I have always liked to say, we have a exaltation of larks on the base paths. It's the scientific name for a group of larks.
Phil, I miss that guy. What happened to him?
He's on the shelf. He's injured.
Really?
Yeah.
His vocal cords are injured?
No.
So he can't commentate?
No. It's not his vocal cords. It's his arms. An over-workout.
Yeah. So that affects his commentating?
With him, it affects his brain. There's a tapper on the ground. A nice dive by Nick, but the throw not in time, and Team Seltzer scratches another one across.
I said from day one Team Seltzer's going to win, so
you did.
I'm pretty happy about that.
She did pick Team Seltzer.
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter.
And all the guys said, no, they're going to get swept. We'll see.
Well, they're up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first.
That's actually been their MO. They've jumped out both games to a 3-0 lead. Couldn't hold it in game 1, and game 2 were able to keep pouring it on, but clearly some defensive miscues have kept this first inning alive for them.
And this is Joseph Perez. And Joseph takes a strike from Huck.
So I don't know if you guys talked about it before I got here, or what all you guys talked about.
We didn't talk about much yet.
Oh, okay. But I was just wondering, for Coach Howell, I know that, I didn't know until like 2 days ago, but you stepped down from being pitching coach, and now that's somebody else's job, whoever.
Thomas's.
Yeah, that guy. And now you're the hitting coach, if I'm right.
You are?
Yeah. So I was just wondering, like, is it hard to, step down from that and let somebody else take that role without having, I mean, obviously you're the head coach too, so you're going to butt in a little bit, but, I mean, was that pretty easy for you to step down from?
Yeah, it was a really smooth transition. This summer when Coach Spitz moved on and took a head high school job in Missouri, I was a former college catcher, and so the transition to go back to working with hitters, as Huck misses up there for ball 2, but the transition to go back was pretty seamless, and a lot of the things that we do pitching-wise are some of the same things that we've always done, and he and I believe in a lot of the same philosophies, and so it was a pretty seamless transition for sophomores, especially.
Another slow roller has a run come home. A run does score, but there's a play at the plate as Logan's tagged out. And we have played an inning. Team Seltzer leading 3-0. And we got a text message here. Let's go, Rudy, Aunt Letty, Grandma, and Punim are rooting you on. So Rudy's got a little fan club going on.
Yeah, this has really been an awesome thing for our guys, and we've put it out there to try to get as many people locked in to see it as possible. I know a lot of families plan spring travel and sometimes even vacation around the things that weekend series or, hey, let's see as many games as we possibly can in the spring. But, I really appreciate you and Jasmine and Keegan, who's running the camera, for setting all this up so our guys can have family see them play in the fall and get this chance.
Give a little taste for what's coming in the spring once baseball season rolls around here at Oswald Field. So we're going to have a good time like we always do up here. Got another text saying the Maynards are watching from Greenfield, Indiana. So we have all kinds of people tuning in. I like that. Jasmine, how many people do we have watching so far? Can you tell us?
We have Annette Platten said we are all watching Nick Platten from Australia.
Okay, cool. International.
I love Nick Platten.
That is cool. We are international.
Yeah. I actually met his dad when he came. I wonder if he's watching. I bet he is. 33 are watching now.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, I love the guys, but I love the guys' parents more. So let me know who you are and where you're watching. And when you come, I'd love to meet you.
Yeah. Jasmine will wash your car for tacos.
What?
I've got the.
You said you'd work for tacos.
I've got the
last year,
Bergens checking in from Houston.
Okay.
Where they'd like to point out that it is 80 degrees. They're enjoying the game.
Wow.
They said commentary, but I'm not sure they were talking about mine. Probably yours, Rusty.
I guess I'm headed to Texas with David tonight.
Okay.
So that's what's going on.
So this is Nick Platten, and Nick takes strike one here from Mushi.
And Nick's had the stomach flu for like 3 days now, so
Okay.
this is.
Here's the Duncans are cheering on Zach and Team Dawson from Okemah, Oklahoma. And Nick takes a hefty hack. Misses.
I know we've also, in addition to the parents that seem to be checking in online, it seems like we've got a pretty good contingent out here from people over the dugout. I ran into 4 or 5 sets of parents before even getting up here.
Well, that's good. A good little turnout here on a Friday night. There's a chopper by Nick, but right at David over there is short, and Nick lines out. And that'll bring up Alec Byrne. Got a text, good luck, Rudy, from College Station, Texas. Thanks, and gig 'em. Texas A&M fans.
That's funny.
Rudy may lead the team in support this evening.
He's got an early lead right now, that's for sure.
Well,
Who was it last year? Probably Roman, because his dad was on
Oh,
the
yeah.
games.
Oh, yeah. And there's a strike. Got a text, Rudy's family, Sophie, mom and dad from Del Valle, Texas?
Del Valley.
Del Valle, okay. Where is Del Valle, Texas?
Just outside of Austin.
Okay.
Actually, both he and Joseph Perez are high school teammates.
Okay. County's even 1 ball, 1 strike. To you, Alec.
How many Texas boys we got?
We are heavy on Texas.
So is the basketball
backing out of
team.
play.
Easy to recruit, warm weather, and large populations. So
I think of Austin, I think of Chewy's,
What?
a Mexican food restaurant down in Austin. My uncle was a longtime Austin resident. That's a foul ball. Out of play.
Somebody's car is parked over there.
Yeah, dangerous spot.
Yeah.
definitely trying for the cheap ticket here. No admission being charged, but they're choosing the...
Or the warmer route, one of the two. I know
That's true.
during one of those high school football games, as that one's filed back to the screen, a friend of mine who was at the game I happened to be calling was actually in his car the second half listening to the game because it was cold and windy. So
I'm surprised you aren't at a game right now.
I've got Heston Conway Springs tomorrow.
Oh, okay. In
At Conway
yeah.
Springs.
There's a lot of good games going on
There
tonight.
are. Swing and a miss by Alec, and he's retired on strikes. That's the third strikeout for Colton here through. What's it? You're going to unplug which? Hold on. Wait till the end of the inning. We'll do that between innings. How about that, Keegan? And that's a fly ball to center field. And that is not lost out in the Gloman, as they call it. So Rudy goes down, first pitch. 1-2-3 for Team Dawson. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Team Seltzer up 3-0. And we'll be back after this. No, not a bit. A little bit, but not much.
But not at all. Close, but
Nope. It's, I don't know, it's something. Yeah, we'll just have to deal with it tonight. We'll get it taken care of because we don't have it during basketball, so it's got to be the outlets. What's that?
We don't have it when we don't have it during softball.
A lot of things happening in Larks Athletics. We'll be back here on Monday night, live basketball, 6 and 8. Jasmine and I will have that game. MAC JV coming to town for both the women and the men.
no, I did hear about that.
What's that?
Logan cutting his knee open really bad.
When did you do that?
I don't know. Apparently it was taped up today for the game.
Okay. Kyle, I've got a question for you when you get back on here. And it's being texted in
Alrighty.
from Koopstad. You talked about the hitters and pitch selection. What are you doing with pitchers as far as hand and eye coordination to improve the pitch accuracy, location, and selection as well?
Well, with pitchers, what we've really done is actually we partnered with Texas Pitching Institute last year, and one of the things that we really talked about was guys' ability to not only increase velocity but increase feel and increase arm care. So we're doing a variety of stuff from weighted balls and plyo care to even some weighted ball stuff in what we call short boxes, which is really essentially thrown off the mound but only about 45 feet. In varied weights, and it helps manipulate the hand, and guys can feel what they're doing with the baseball. So it's been a really great way for our guys to learn command and feel and how to cut the baseball, sink the baseball.
Okay.
Really just learn how to pitch.
Okay.
All
This is Malachi Swartz batting. And Malachi, a freshman from Overland Park.
Malachi?
What?
Malachi? That's how his name is spelled.
There's a
Malachi.
chopper on the ground and foul by Malachi.
Okay, in the live chat we got Chewy's has good margaritas from Rudy's Aunt Letty.
I would guess so, yeah.
Okay, and then 4K Howells are tuning in from Volley Center. Hashtag just here to hear Coach Howell.
All right, Kyle, take it away.
That would be my lovely wife, who clearly has nothing better to do on a Friday night. Our 3 awesome children must have gone to bed, and I hopefully pray that she is relaxing right now. So if you are relaxing, I am absolutely glad.
A pitch downstairs, a Mal on the count. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a miss downstairs. Malachi draws the walk. And I'm going to have to figure out if Malachi and I share family tree.
Why?
Because I have very, very many Swartzes in my family tree.
Schwartz's?
Swartz, not Schwartz. Swartz.
Like
Swartz?
like swords? Like 100 bad guys are swords? Sorry, 3 kids in Disney movies.
David with the first pitch swinging pops it up. That is up in the gloam. Coming in is Duncan out there making the play, and there is one away.
Not a good night to not a good night to look up and see fly balls, especially.
Tough conditions. It's foggy.
And cold.
So Coop digs in with one away, one on. And Huck working. That one downstairs. Runner goes. And Malachi swipes second base. Count 1 ball, no strikes the count now to Coop. Coop flew out to right field his first at bat. We're in the bottom of the second. And Coop steps out of the imaginary batter's box. You know, Jasmine, I'm kind of surprised. We're having a Fall World Series, and you'd think the guys would run out and paint batter's boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's not my fault.
one of the things that I emphasize. Good job seeing that baseball, Coop. One of the things that we emphasized to Chris and Cole was you are the head coach, so things like that may fall by the wayside, but I know that all 33 of these kids are locked in and ready to play.
That's
so
right.
I will live without batter's boxes because they have been absolutely competing, so it's been fun to watch.
Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike here to Coop. As we're in the bottom of the second. Team Seltzer leading Team Dawson 3-0. Lark Fall World Series. That one missing downstairs.
Those are the pitches right there, Rusty, that get me excited as a hitting guy and seeing balls down that in the past guys have swung at. And Cooper hit 285 or 290 last year and was a really good player, but has really taken the step up offensively and has been really, really good this fall.
And Coop fouls it back and will drift over towards the tarp and drop foul.
Nobody's running over bullpen mounds.
Because there aren't any bullpen mounds out there, are there?
Oh, that's one of the things that does my heart good, is seeing the new turf mounds and the visitors bullpen now out in the cages behind right center, and the new addition down the left field line, and the enclosed in 3-barrel bullpen out there with. It's been great for development for pitchers and catchers alike.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The count now to Coop. As we're in the bottom of the second here in the Fall World Series. Coop waits on it, fouls it off, fights out a play, and the count now still remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. On a foggy night here in November, fall baseball. Big curve misses upstairs. That one got away from Huck a little bit. I wonder if there wasn't a little bit of condensation on the baseball.
Oh, last year that was the pitch he could throw at any point and any time, and he struggled a little bit this fall repeating it, but has really shown improved fastball command, and so we're baiting on the fact that breaking ball will go back to where it was.
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and Coop is retired on strikes. Kyle, Drew's dad wants to know what is the hammer that they're playing for?
So one of the things we really talked about this year, and maybe a little bit cheesy, but we called it breaking the rock, and I got it actually from University of Iowa and their athletic department, and they talk about how the mentality of breaking the rock is
fly ball out there to center field. Going back is Reinhardt. He'll make the play. And Kyler makes that play out there. Team Seltzer strands a runner. We've played 2 here. Team Seltzer 3, Team Dawson 0. And Kyle, you can go ahead and continue about the breaking the rock.
Well, so like I was saying, it was a thing we took from the University of Iowa and kind of expounded on it. But their thing was, when you talk about breaking the rock, that no matter how many times you swing at it, it may never crack, it may never wear, but eventually it's gonna break wide open. And it was something that when I took the job 2 years ago, not knowing where the program would continue to go or where the development of guys and recruiting of guys would go, we started to talk to guys about trying to break their own individual rock. And in doing that, guys really gravitate towards symbols and towards something tangible. And so myself and Coach Dawson went to the store and legitimately bought the largest sledgehammer we could find. I believe it is a 70-pound sledgehammer.
Okay.
What anyone needs one of those other than me, I'm not sure. But every guy has its name on it.
Okay.
And it's a symbol for our guys about, hey, you don't know when the things we talk about mechanically or when the mentality stuff for you is going to help break down a barrier. But really, the only thing you can control is the input. You can't control the output from what you work against. So it's been kind of a rallying cry for our guys, and they march around with the thing. And so we decided, as long as our staff is here and we've got it going, we're going to play for the hammer. And so essentially it's a college football trophy for us.
Okay, all right. Andrew Huckabee to lead things off here on the top of the third for Team Dawson. Mickey and Ingram, Texas in the 80s here. Go KT Geralds and Larks. Yeah, it's fall. It's November here in Kansas.
Unfortunately.
And Colton misses outside. Yeah, but Jasmine, now that you are a certified Kansas hunter,
that's true.
You will want to understand that we like cold weathers. That one's a towering fly ball on the infield. And making the play over there is Logan, one away.
Maybe I'll like it more when I buy proper hunting gear that keeps me warm.
And that'll bring up Kyler. As we're in the top of the third, Kyler 0 for 1, struck out in his first at-bat.
That has been something that's been really hard to do this fall for him, as he has done a great job finding ways to get on base and a really good runner. It's been tough to strike him out. He's made a lot of contact and been pretty good offensively.
Fellow Lark Pietro is watching from wherever he is.
He is in Arkansas now. Originally signed and committed to Savannah State in Georgia, and
That's what I thought.
ended up going to Williams Baptist, I believe, in Arkansas, which is a top 25 NAIA school. So, P, good to hear from you, big man.
Colton deals, missing downstairs. And the count moves even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All right, I'm not sure who this is, but they're using Joseph Perez's YouTube account, so I'm assuming it's a relative of his. Says, enjoying the game, do your thing, Mojo.
There's a fly ball towards left field, going back. David makes the play.
How can you even identify them?
What's that?
Like, who it is? It's so...
Because I've written the names down here so I know.
Okay, you got me there.
Journalism.
But that fast, man, I'm...
Habits. Old habits die hard.
Right back in there.
Bob takes a strike.
Bob, what a guy.
He's become a celebrity around
He
here.
is a celebrity.
That one too far outside. The count evens up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bob Fujimura. I kind of like that.
Bob?
Yeah. That one stays a little bit low, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike.
I think when the guys thought of the prospect of Nariki or Bob seemed to win out. So
Bob liner played from behind the bag by Joseph. Long throw, and in time over there. Nice hang by Kalen at first base. And so Team Dawson goes fairly quietly, 1-2-3. And Team Seltzer comes to bat in the bottom of the third. Kyle, let's talk a little bit about some of the players from last year and where they've gone on to. You mentioned a couple of them.
Yeah, we've really had a lot of success with guys moving on and finding the right opportunity for them and the right fit. I know. I think we had, and I'm gonna refresh and pull up the list, but I believe we had 7 or 8 Division II guys. We've been really fortunate to have our guys end up at the places they wanted to end up at, and I know in the last 3 years we've had 6 Division I players, which have been the only 6 Division I guys to come out of here. So it's been pretty exciting.
Okay.
So, and recruiting is really ramping up for our guys in this group of sophomores right now. And I know I'm going to throw out a blanket number, but I believe we should have 3 or 4 guys who commit this weekend, especially with National Signing Day for the NCAA.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
Next week, I know we've got some guys who are sitting on some really big offers, and a couple guys sitting on some top 25 NAI offers as well. So I've been pretty excited, and you're in a good spot when even your freshmen start to draw a little bit of interest.
That's
so
right.
That's been the fun part for me.
Kalen singled his first at bat. He'll step in here in the bottom of the third for Team Seltzer. They're up 3-0.
Kalen's actually the one who got me to cheer for Team Seltzer. I was in class when the list of the teams came out, and I was just sitting by Kalen, who was the only baseball player in my class. I said, "Kalen, who's going to win?" He said Team Seltzer, so I said, "Okay."
Okay.
Well, it's great to know that you and Kalen are on Twitter during class, so I will make sure to talk to Mr. Haynes post-game. I appreciate that, Jasmine.
Anytime.
Way to go. Kalen, those bus tracks up
Hey,
your back are from Jasmine.
I was on Twitter during class. Hang on a minute.
That one misses high upstairs to Kalen. Count now, 2 balls, 1 strike.
It is tough to miss up to Kalen at 6'8". I mean, it is tough to miss up as a pitcher.
Kalen fouls one back and out of play over the dugouts. And the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We got some committed student fans out here.
Yeah.
It's not warm. It's bad. It's miserable. Could be worse, but I wouldn't be out here if I didn't have to be.
They count 3 balls, 1 strike. I see. So you're not loyal to the Larks.
You know what? I would be watching the live feed if I wasn't on it. That's what I would be
You get
doing.
to run the live chat.
Yeah.
The 3-1 on the way. And they said Kalen went. And he strikes out. Excuse me, that was 3-2. And that'll bring up Ryan.
Tough anytime you got the one-man umpiring crew. And
Especially from out behind the mound.
hey, I love the decisiveness out there. We had one of my former assistants, Skylar Hill, who's now the head high school coach.
Yes.
For the first-year program, came out and umpired our first 2 games. So it was fun to see a former guy out here and get to check out current players, but it was fun. Guys started to give him a hard time a little bit because nobody knew him, which was awesome. So Coach Kellner's out there to try to rein in some control.
Yeah.
That one missing downstairs to Ryan, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. And Ryan's grandma texted in right there saying, "Go Ryan." She's watching in Florida.
Wow. Can I go visit her?
That one downstairs skips back towards the fence, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Jasmine's a fan of the warmer climes.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. There's no kind of about it.
You're right.
The 2-1, that stays upstairs. I guess it was 3-1, excuse me.
Rusty, I apologize. I yell at our guys all the time for screwing up the scoreboard, but
Yeah, you haven't been right in this inning very much.
no, I was right once.
Once. 1 pitch you were.
Right. Yeah, hey, I guarantee you the count is 0-0 and Logan Dryden's at the bat.
All right, Logan stepping in here. And Logan reached on an error.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him bunt here, especially the way he's holding the bat.
Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes the strike, and the count 0-1.
I'm doing my best Tony Romo impersonation up here.
I see that.
Trying to call things out before they happen.
I see that.
But Logan, as well as he runs, if the ball's down anywhere close to the line, it's almost been an automatic hit for him.
Huck deals. That one stays upstairs, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. Joel Ogletree over there at first base, holding Ryan close. As we're in the bottom of the third, Team Seltzer leading 3-0. These are 7-inning games, correct?
Yep, 7 innings and best of 5 series.
And is there a run rule just in case we'd ever get to that point?
We are playing 10 after 5, with the pitching being split, and some pitch count rules in place just to protect guys we're going with the run roll after 5, and who knows? We may even see a position player on the mound. We may see one of those, but we're going with position players get on the mound. It's only 1 inning at a time.
So Logan's worked the count, 3 balls, no strikes. Huck struggling just a little bit here with a runner aboard and 1 out. And that's fouled back. That went off of Rudy's mask. And they count 3 balls, 1 strike.
Okay, we got another live chat. Go Ryan. Aunt Shonda is watching in Indiana.
Towering fly ball coming out there. Zach calls Nick off, making the play.
Really been kind of quiet after the first inning. Couple hits and the 1 kicked baseball there, and led to the 3 spot. And all of a sudden, we've gone to pitchers commanding it, and a lot of zeros on the board.
Josh steps in. He's singled on a slow roller in the infield. Huck airmailing that throw out towards the tarp. And Ryan taking second, thinking about third, and then headed off. And that's the 3rd error on Team Dawson in the field.
Well, a great way to make sure you can get back in the ball game, throwing balls away there. But haven't really had that problem with pitchers at all this fall, so I'm surprised to see it. But puts him in a spot where maybe he can leave that guy at second base and put a little pressure on Stivers too to try to drive the baseball and score a run.
So Huck working out of the stretch, getting his sign, checking that runner, dealing.
Oh, okay.
What?
He's just trying to call me out because I have all my Broncos gear out here, and he's a Kansas City fan.
Well, they're going to get beat this weekend, so.
Who?
Kansas City.
Yeah, they're going to get beat this weekend. You know what? Honestly, I hope they make it to the Super Bowl because it's pretty dang sad that the last time they won it was 1970. It's got to be a rough life being a Kansas City fan.
No, it's pretty.
Shots fired.
It's pretty good. We're 6-2.
About to be 6-3.
6-2 doesn't say nothing when the last time you were a world champion was in 1970.
Well, actually, records never say anything. That's physically impossible.
Oh my goodness.
And that one upstairs. Zeke's playing. I'm just putting that out there this weekend.
He is?
Yep.
Got the injunction.
Yep, got an injunction for 1 more game at least, so he is playing against Kansas City this weekend.
Hey, athletic trainer Nate Bartel in the house.
Nate going to join us on the air?
We shall see. Nate may be in official capacity right now, which is not good if he's coming up here to talk to me. I can't say I'm really excited.
Josh draws the walk. And that'll bring a conference on the mound. Again, you guys can text us, 620-217-1465. You can email us, golarks@heston.edu. Jazz is live chat, or she's also patrolling Twitter.
Patrolling Twitter.
And how can they tweet to us, Jazz?
You can tweet at GoLarks, #FearTheNest, or the Heston Baseball page, or team also has a Twitter page that should be pretty easy to find, HC Baseball.
Heston Baseball.
Heston Baseball, and I will try and find those as well.
So she is on it. As this will bring up Joseph. There we go. Now I'm getting some Cowboys love.
Oh, gross.
Go Cowboys.
Is Eric Horton tweeting in?
No.
I hope that guy's listening, because if not, there's a lot of people confused at who Eric Horton
That's
is.
down on the ground at Bob. Bob tosses over and makes the play. Eric, dad of
Former Lard.
That's right, former Dalton, the washing machine.
Yep, who is at University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. So, good luck to him this year. He redshirted last year with an injury, and I know they're looking forward to big things out of him.
The washing machine. That was his nickname. When he ran, there was a lot of agitation, just not a whole lot of movement. That's a direct quote from Eric. So that'll bring up Team Dawson here.
Colton back out for the 4th inning. This has been really impressive on his half. He's struggled with command a little bit throughout the fall and has gone kind of in spurts, but it's really great to see him come out and command a strike zone and get some outs. This has been good.
Joel to lead things off. He reached on an error.
Joel Ogletree.
From Norwood, Missouri.
Missouri. I think you said it wrong.
How am I supposed to say that?
Missouri.
Missouri?
Missouri.
That's how my dad says it. He grew up in Texas. I'm not sure.
Does he say Warsh?
No, he doesn't say that.
Darn.
My grandmother does.
Warsh.
Yeah. But she didn't grow up in Texas. That's the other grandma on the other side.
Can I get one of those jackets?
One of these?
Yeah.
These are actually from my first year.
Well, can you bring them back? I like them.
Should have got in the raffle this year. I know one of the volleyball girls won a team jacket, as did Jacob Harris's little brother.
I would buy one if you just sold them to me.
Oh,
I'm not a big on raffles. I don't
That
like
one misses upstairs
those
with Joel.
risk things, you know.
Yeah, this is what I deal with a lot of. I like that. Give me one from Jasmine. I like to have. Give me
I
one.
asked if I could have one.
I know.
But yeah, I was basically implying give me one. That's what I was implying, more or less.
Joel fouls it off and they count 1 ball, 1 strike. And Colton deals. Joel does offer and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Joel.
Him and Jacob Harris are doing No Shave November, so they got fresh baby faces.
That one fouled back and out of play. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. No Shave November.
Yeah. If you saw them, you would be like, "Who are you? You're not Joel." It's weird.
I can see it from here.
Yeah, it's weird. I think they're the only two doing it. I don't know. Could be wrong.
Joel rips one. That's foul. Kyle, what's your stance on facial hair on your team? Do you have one?
Be presentable. I'm a mustache or a beard or lack thereof never got a hit, so if guys want to wear it and we're somewhat presentable, go ahead.
Okay.
I'd rather somebody have a mustache and a beard than the long hair.
And the 2-2.
Just a preference.
That went downstairs, and the count rides full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
We've got a couple guys rocking both.
Mm-hmm.
So if Hunter Reinberger gets in the game today, Grizzly Adams out there.
I think you can nickname Hunter Reinberger Unfrozen Caveman
Hunter
Pitcher.
Reinberger.
That's a rather long nickname.
Well, yeah, but it's true. As that one fouled off,
sorry.
Joel stays alive.
And we've got 4 or 5 guys that look like we should be playing football somewhere.
Joel rips one out there. That could be trouble. That could be in the gap. It will be. Joel's going to run for a while. That's out to the gap in right center field. And Joel will stroll in with the first extra base hit of the game. It's a double out there to right center. And that brings up the marshal, John Law. A leadoff double for Joel.
Rusty, that's his 7th double of the fall, even eclipsing what he was last spring. So really, really seeing the baseball well and swinging it. He has been on fire offensively.
John sporting the high socks.
J-Law.
The marshal.
J-Law.
That one missing upstairs, and the count 1 ball, no strikes to J. Law.
I saw Mr. and Mrs. Law here earlier today.
John shoots one out there to right field. Going back is Jeremy. That's going to be off the fence. John's thinking, too, Joel's going to score easily. And Team Dawson has a run. John thinking 3, falls down, and dives back into second base. So back-to-back doubles, and Team Dawson on the board.
Darn.
Yeah, it's Hunter.
Oh, so yeah, he was running with his hands in his pockets. Killing me.
We'll be back in indoor sports on Monday. Lark basketball in action.
Who they play?
McPherson JV.
That's what I thought.
Lark women have a tall task tomorrow. They're on the road to Seward County, number 8 in the country in NCAA Division I. Good measuring stick early for the Larks.
Mm-hmm.
Colton works out of the stretch. He's given up back-to-back doubles. Team Dawson has scratched a run across here in the top of the 4th.
How far is Butler from here?
45 minutes.
Too far.
4.
They play there
Next Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, then why did you ask if you already knew?
Just want to see if you were on the ball.
Yeah, I knew they were playing soon. I don't have a freak memory like you. Can say stats from 4 years ago.
Let me count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, got to run into
John runs into the pickoff over there. Ryan throwing down to Joseph, and John's picked off.
I think he was trying to get a ball in dirt read there, and the ball just never got down. Ryan dropped to his knees like he was going to get the baseball off the dirt, and ended up catching it in the air. Relatively easy play right there, and Ryan throws well. So John, who's not fleet of foot, is going to have to trot back to the dugout and try to use that lack of speed some other time.
The 2-1, missing outside, came up a little gimpy, it looked like. He was a little strained. The Friday Night Friends are tuning in to see KT Gerald's from Ingram, Texas. So the Friday Night Friends are in the house checking in. There's a towering fly ball. Logan goes back, makes a play with 1 foot on the grass, and there's 2 away. That was Zach. And that'll bring up Nick. Nick from overseas. And then he's already had people in the live chat, so we are international tonight.
Yeah, we are. Nicholas Peter Frederick Platten.
Whoa, talk about knowing your subject.
Dropping some knowledge. That's Jasmine right here to my right. Just flat dropping the knowledge. Nick taking a strike from Colton as we're in the 4th. That one too far downstairs, and the count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really like to see Nick try to bunt for a hit here, especially with the third baseman literally playing on the outfield grass.
Yeah, Joseph is way back, and Nick shoots one out to right. Jeremy going back, and he makes the play a couple feet in front of the warning track. But the Team Dawson does get a run across here in the 4th on back-to-back doubles. We have played 3.5. Team Dawson trails Team Seltzer 3-1. As we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Malachi, David, and Cooper all coming up.
This has been a relatively quick game compared to the offensive onslaughts we've had in the first 2. Pitchers must have got tired of giving up hits and runs, so this has been fun. Huck's heading back out for the 4th.
You said you have a pitch count on your pitchers. What is that?
For the World Series, it's 100 max, but it is based on what guys have done in previous work days. So we played this week Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then tomorrow with the if needed games, which obviously we'll need at least game 4 to settle this. But we went, and I'm not looking at it, it's in each dugout. But if you throw more than 25, you're not available the next day.
Okay.
If you throw more than 50, it's 2 days rest. It's close to being 25, 50, 75, and then 100. The only guy who I think got to the 100 pitch mark was Jordan Gessling, who got the win in game 1, and is out of here at his sister's wedding in South Dakota right now. So he's probably trying to. I know he told me he was going to catch the game on the drive up. So we shall see. I did not recommend it, but I can't control.
We've had a couple of people tuning in to game, parents tuning in with games being broadcast, and that one downstairs to Malachi missing.
Looks like we've got action starting in the bullpen. Guys have got to be getting close. Looks like maybe Carlos Rodriguez and Dylan Shoknek moving around down there.
Puck dealing. And Mal takes a swing, missing. The count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm glad you guys are along for the ride here in the Fall World Series from Hesston College, Oswald Field. Rusty Witcher here alongside Jasmine Pankratz and head baseball coach Kyle Howell. That's on the ground. John Law throws it across to Joel in time. And there's 1 out for Team Seltzer, even though they lead 3-1. Kind of interesting for you to be up here, isn't it, Kyle? Get to see the perspective of both things. Keep your eye on some things, isn't it? Kind of fun.
It is. It's been different. Every year I try to at some point displace myself and watch the generic overview, and you get to see some different things and how guys interact and the way they handle themselves, the swings, the pitchers. It's fun. Last year when we did all the field work and the complete overseed, we had to. That's a good
There's
swing.
a line drive by David. That's going to roll all the way to the fence. He's thinking 2. He might be thinking 3. He's already at second. No one's had the baseball up there. David strolls into second. A stand-up triple, and Team Seltzer with their first extra base hit. And a good one at that. Found a gap out there in the alley and ran for a while. I could have turned that into a single real easily.
Yeah, it would have been a bang-bang play at first with you running down the line. But
it would have been.
Hey, believe me, I'd have been just a step in front of you. I'll give myself that. But no, it's a great swing right there. Go into the oppo gap and give Cooper a chance to drive you in, take the lead back to 3.
And Coop takes that off-speed pitch from Huck downstairs.
That white helmet, I don't think I'm digging it.
Why not?
I don't think it's doing it for me.
I like it.
If he runs that fast, we may have to talk about putting white helmets in.
He makes a great point.
If our athletic director is listening, I'm going to request formal approval, but probably have to submit that on Monday.
That one downstairs and missing. You know, they could tweet about that. If they tweet to @GoLarks about the white helmets, maybe we can get that grassroots campaign started.
As long as we're tweeting about funding that grassroots campaign as well, yeah. I'm all for it. I know. Just in case.
The 2-0, and Coop takes a good swing at the hitter's pitch, missing. The count 2 balls, 1 strike.
Just in case Rob's listening, I want to assert that I'm shooting for funding for the white helmets as well. But we're short of needing 1 because David's got 1.
The 2-1. Coop chases upstairs off speed, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's the first time today I've seen a guy swing at a pitch out of the strike zone.
Yeah, I can definitely see a little more plate discipline, or a lot more plate discipline. I know you guys really worked last spring on cutting down strikeouts from the year before, and it paid off, but I think this year it's going to be even better as that one misses downstairs.
Well, and this is even going to be an interesting one because we are, position player-wise, we're only carrying 4 sophomores. So it is, if you look around, almost all freshmen. So all the offensive guys are new to this, with the exception of Cooper, who's hitting, Joel, Jonathan Law, and then Preston Judd, who currently out with a broken hand. So, I mean, 3 guys playing, but 4 guys total. So,
strike 3 called. Coop didn't like it, and he is retired, frozen on the curve outside.
Quick question.
Shoot.
Might be a dumb one, but who knows? What do I know? Do baseball helmets usually have stickers on them?
No, those are added to them, I think. I mean, it depends on what they...
No, I mean, like, so, like, for us not to have stickers, that's pretty common. A lot of teams don't have stickers.
Right.
Okay, I was just wondering.
As that is fouled off by Deckinger. JD. Unlike tonight, they're going to go through some baseballs.
Hopefully we're digging in the used baseball buckets for these. As I'm searching down there watching guys go into our locker room, I'm not sure, but as long as they're playing well, I'll eat it.
The 0-1 on the way. That just misses outside. And the count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Wonder if we can get the grounds crew out to swipe off the plate.
Rudy Garcia doing double duty there.
What?
And the 1-1 coming up. That one missing downstairs.
Say it, Rusty.
I don't have to say anything.
Okay.
The count 2 balls, 1 strike. That one stays low in the count, even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. As we are in the bottom of the 4th, Team Seltzer on top, 3-1, threatening a little bit with a runner on, but 2 outs. That one missing downstairs. And Kyle, here's a question for you. How many white helmets do you need, Coach? Someone texting in, wondering how many white helmets you need.
Throw in an extra for me.
Jasmine has always been about free swag.
I don't know that helmets classify as swag. Good take right there on a ball down.
And JD walks his way to first.
Well, I was actually hitting in the CIC the other day, too, and I'm pretty sure I could probably play baseball after 1 day of practice.
Just 1 day. This is also the same young woman who said she was going to be on the golf team after a week's worth of golf practice.
Yeah, but the golf team didn't take me up on that because I'm pretty sure they were scared it might be true.
A swing and a miss by Kalen.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Deckinger run here, especially with the hole on the right side. And Kalen has hit the majority of the baseballs to that right center gap, which is wide open. I'm not sure why Kyler in center field doesn't shade it a hair more.
Well, Nick's playing almost straight up behind second base. It's almost like the Major League Baseball shift going on here.
Yeah, our guys actually have gotten really excited. We've done it a couple times in the fall. Like when we played Friends University, they had a big right-handed kid who was pull happy. But with Kalen, the approach offensively is hit the ball in the air to the pull side, and he's done a great job of it. Well, when he gets beat,
that one is a towering fly ball. That will be lost upon re-entry as it will burn up.
Yeah, and that's Kalen missing a pitch, and that's the fun part is when he gets to that ball. We've hit some balls here, especially playing at night. He's hit a couple balls that I have not seen land.
Okay.
And
for those of you not familiar here to Oswald Field, it's a little bit of a different layout. It's 275 down the lines, but a straight shot back to 350 in the alleys and 390 to center.
Reminds me a whole lot of the old Oakland Coliseum without the sewage problems, but.
Although I've actually been here, and there have been sewage problems during the summer. So yeah, during Babe Ruth. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kalen. And that one stays upstairs.
Really hesitant to try to command a fastball in here to Kalen, which is. I'm hoping he gets it just so we can see Kalen let it fly.
We're at the bottom of the 4th. Team Seltzer on top of Team Dawson 3-1. And Kalen's swing and a miss on the off speed. Huck reached back and fooled him a little bit. So we have played for Team Seltzer 3, Team Dawson 1. And Kyle, I'd like you to talk a little bit about the improvements you've done out here, especially the bullpen and some of the other things you've got going on.
Yeah, one of the things that we really committed to was the facility improvements and trying to just create a different environment. I know since I've been here with the help of our AD, Rob Ramsire, who was former baseball coach, we've done the concrete and padded lean rails in the dugout. We've gone in and put in a brand new infield playing surface. Completely redone all the lips, overseed, leveled. This past year, the big addition was the turf bullpens, which was a campaign we launched and had a couple of parents and even former players get really, really excited and get behind. I mean, I got donations from guys who I had never met, former players here from 10 years ago, which was really exciting, and I think kind of a step in the right direction here. We went with 3 bullpens in the home side and 2 in the visitor side, and put the visitors out in the far cage. And so the plan is this year we're about as far done as we can do, and we'll come back and we'll do some landscaping next summer in the home side and try to clean it up. And the visitor side, we'll get some brand new cages in next year and hopefully a windscreen. And this place is really, really kind of taking a step up. I've been pretty proud of what we've been able to do.
As Alex steps in, takes a pitch in a strike there. Yeah, and it's nice to have a scoreboard that works and is legible.
Oh, that is a great addition. I'm glad that thing lights up as it does, and it's big. And I'll tell you what, our facilities department did an awesome job taking down the old one and putting that new one up, and dealing with me going back and forth, trying to ask them to expedite it and slow it down. They really, really were a pleasure to work with and get it done.
They count 1 ball and 2 strikes. You know, you mentioned the lips, too, and let's be honest, those were cliffs. Those weren't lips for a while out there. Those were cliffs on the back of the infield.
Well, and it's, I'll credit.
That's a fly ball, right side. Kalen giving chase. Kalen can't come up with it. Tough to make a play in the fog like this.
Yeah, no, I'll credit Woody Miller, who really kind of got us started. The grounds crew guy got us started on doing a bunch of stuff, and kind of ran with it. And Courtney Spitz, who was a former assistant here, did some work at the golf course and really helped out to do some of that stuff. And Chris Dawson's really kind of taken ownership of the field, and we've gotten it to the point where it's maintainable, and we're doing some yearly stuff. And I think next year we'll get some new top surface on, and but it's really, really played well for the guys. And the one place where I notice it is especially on homecoming weekends or alumni weekends, where guys come back and look at it, and I get comments all the time about the change it's undergone and how nice it looks. And still, to me, at times there's some things I want to do, but the parents of players and former players and supporters have really been good at helping us get that done. So I can't thank everybody enough.
Out misses inside, and Alec draws the walk. Got a text here. Ryan's cousin Matthew is watching. Go Ryan. So Alec aboard after the walk. Rudy comes to bat.
Looks like there's some action in the pen for Team Seltzer. Looks like we got Kentaro Sakia and Jacob Harris starting to get loose down there. Good swing there by Rudy. Ball down, but really, really aggressive.
They count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Uncle Adrian watching the game on the big screen all the way from Buda, Texas, supporting catcher Rudy Garcia.
Does have quite the little fan club.
Yeah. The 0-1. Rudy fouls it back. Or excuse me, the count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, it's nice that one thing that we haven't mentioned is the fact that your scoreboard is actually wireless, and you can take the controller down in the dugout if you need to and keep track of that during games and whatnot, which instead of the old one was wired up here in the press box as Rudy strikes out looking.
Yeah, the pitchers keep telling me they're gonna run electricity down to the bullpen and get it hooked up down there and keep it, but I'm not sure we're gonna let that fly. But I'm glad that they're eager to help out on game day.
As Huck takes a ball upstairs.
I'll tell you what, this has been fun seeing. He's a pitcher, and he hit in game 1 due to an injury and went 2 for 3 with a double, and they've kind of let him ride. Got a hit last night too, so it's been kind of fun to see him him swing it, and he's already tried to ask if he can hit in the spring, and I told him
Tried to ask. You got that too, huh?
yeah, he attempted, and it was a great, beautifully phrased question, great approach. I'm not sure who he has for speech, but they would have been impressed. I on the other hand, was not, and
I was not.
we quickly threw that out and about our day. But he takes a 4-pitch walk there, which has got to be tough walking a guy who doesn't hit.
So my next question for you, Kyle, is as they having a little bit of a conference out there on the mound, how much smack talk has there been in the office between Chris Dawson and Cole Seltzer?
Oh, it has actually been really, really quiet. And Cole's parents are down here. They're from Heston, but it's kind of an electronic smack talk. We're all all the coaches are in a group text, and I get some answers every now and then of them flipping back and forth to each other. But they actually had dinner pregame together today.
Okay.
And I took a picture of it, and they were both laughing, and people were looking at me kind of funny, but I figured I was going to hold that over their heads for when they say they really don't like each other. But as much time as they spend together out here and off the field, I know they're looking forward to competing against each other, and I guarantee you I would not want to be the one who loses in this, because it'll be the rest of 2017.
Of course.
I'm going to let you hear it about.
Kyler digging in with 2 on and 1 out. Go Kalen, parents watching from Trophy Club, Texas. That's a mile up in the air. Ryan making the play. Shedded the helmet, and his locks flowing in the lack of the wind, making the play.
Oh, I've been waiting to hear from the Haynes. Kalen said that they would be they'd be tuned in early. So
all right, well they're tuned in now. We're glad you guys watching. Now during the season, we'll actually take breaks between innings and play some ads that we'll create here at Heston College. As Bob digging in. As we're in the top of the 5th. And Bob, a little flare, but it's going to be played perfectly by Logan. So Team Dawson strands a pair out there. We played 4.5. Team Seltzer 3, Team Dawson 1. As Ryan, Logan, and Josh all do up here in the bottom of our 5th.
Oh, and I bet right now you're going to see Jacob Harris start to get going for Team Seltzer, and he's going to try to shorten the game. He's got 2 of the bigger back-end bullpen arms in Jacob Harris and KT Geralds.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't be surprised to see Harris trot out for the 6th with the lead and KT to follow to close it in the 7th.
Okay. So was it? You said they drafted these two coaches drafted. Was it an overall talent pool, or did you do it by position, or how did they go about that?
We actually drafted in 3 different categories. We took the big thing was splitting pitchers and position players, but we wanted to make sure that we had catchers behind the plate. A second baseman can play shortstop, a left fielder can play right, but for the pitching staff's sake and for Coach Kellner's sanity, we wanted to make sure we had catchers back there. So we did catchers first, and then flipped a coin, and one guy got the draft. Pitchers first, the other guy got the draft position players first. And we've got two two-way guys. Kalen Haynes is left-handed pitcher and a first baseman, and then Jonathan Law is a utility guy and a right-handed arm. So those guys went actually with the position players in the draft. So it was fun to see each guy build their roster and have to go through and learn what they value, and you could see the value placed on different things with each guy when they started taking players. It was fun.
Right. Jazz, got a couple more in the live chat, do you?
Yes. Rudy's aunt says, let's go, Rudy. And then Gabriel Swartz says, Swartz family is on the edge of their seats. Game 3 is a turning point. Go Team Seltzer and go Malachi.
Okay.
Hi, Malachi's family.
Or, as Jasmine says, Malichi?
No, that's not it.
What'd you say?
Malachi.
Malachi. Excuse me. Malachi. Ryan digging in here as we're in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 count now. Huck works in the 5th. chopper, and that'll trickle foul down the left field line.
I actually watched Malachi and his roommate today try and assemble a couch for a good probably hour and a half. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Big curveball, and Ryan goes down looking. That's 5 strikeouts now here for Huck through 5 innings. And that brings up Logan.
Really done a good job after that first inning, and that is even a lot of him, to keep it at only 3 as that ball's flared down the line. Could have got out of hand in a hurry. If you throw in a walk or an HBP in the middle of that first inning, but did a good job commanding it and giving up some infield singles and able to keep it where it is and give his team a chance, especially in a small ballpark with the likes of Joel and Jonathan Law there hitting for him. He's got a chance.
And the big slow curve drops in for a strike, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one downstairs. And the count evens up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This game is moving really fast.
It is. Hot shot on the ground. Bob with the play, slides over, makes the play, tosses to Joel in time.
And Rusty, that's where you see the defensive shift stuff working out.
Yeah.
Playing 3 or 4 steps into the outfield, and that's a ball that, in a traditional defense, it's a clean single through the right side, and he's. It does help when you're playing against guys you've played against every day, but knowing tendencies and things like that, that's cool to see.
So Josh digs in. And he takes one upstairs from Huck. There is action in the bullpen. Now, are both teams using that bullpen? Or will...
Both of our guys are using that bullpen.
Okay.
They've got stuff down there to get ready.
Okay.
But in the spring, guys are... The other clubs will
Right,
be
I didn't know
out.
if you were keeping that separate. And the 2-0.
We told them they could be separate if they want, but they've got so many things to warm up with, and
All the gear, all that kind of thing, and
Yep.
they're comfortable. I get that.
so if
The
they
2-1 curve misses inside.
if they come out and pitch like this, I'm comfortable with them being in whatever bullpen they want to be in.
Oh, absolutely.
So this has been, especially with both of these guys, are going to be look to maybe sneak in a midweek start or be middle relief guys for us, for them to go 5 innings each. And I mean, shoot, when you look at it on a pitching side, to go 10 innings and give up 4 runs makes me pretty happy, especially with the offensive numbers we put up in the first 2 games.
Fly ball out there, line drive. That's going to go back off of the fence. Josh has himself a doubles. He's strolling into second.
Is it Stivers?
Yeah. Josh doubles. That was a laser beam, a frozen rope off the fence.
He and Joel Ogletree have kind of gone back and forth with who's going to hit more doubles and home runs this fall, and it's been fun. Both of those guys have some power like we haven't had in my first 2 years.
Joseph Perez coming up. And he fouls one back and out of play to the right side.
Perez had a really good day yesterday. Single through the left side and hit a towering double off the right center field wall. He's really started to play well lately, and it's been good.
And the count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball, that is a flare out there to right, going back, and down to the ball dropping off of Zach's glove out there. And Team Seltzer tacks on another.
I'll tell you
On
what,
the double.
for him to even get close to making that play, put himself in a really good spot. Ball that hopefully, if he's playing left field for us in the spring, he comes up with. But Perez a great job seeing breaking ball out of the hand and really a good swing. You talk about that baseball's hit probably 375 feet in the gap, and Duncan with a great jump to even try to get a glove on it. Looks like we're going to have
a pitching change.
Yeah, Dylan Shoknek out of Woodstock, Georgia, coming in from the pen.
It's not exactly what I'd call warm out.
Not even close.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
Dylan Shoknik. Sweetest guy you'll ever meet.
Is he?
I'll tell you what. Yes, he's a sweetie.
I'll tell you what.
So what do they say about you, Jess, when they meet you?
You know what? That's a good question.
He may be sweet, but he has really done a sweet job of improving himself this offseason. He spent the entire summer in Seattle. Actually, we had 7 guys go to Seattle for a program called Driveline, and I know Jasmine wrote an article about it at the beginning of the year, but some pitcher development stuff and velocity building, and man, those guys really, really got after it, and we're definitely seeing the results. I mean, Dylan's a guy that I know went up to Seattle, submarine kid, and really a different look for hitters, but 65 to 67, touched 70 miles an hour, and has come back and been consistently 75 to 77, and all the way up to 80. So, I mean, we're talking about almost 14, 15 miles an hour on the high side, which is really has given him the ability to get some outs that he hadn't before, even when he commands stuff. But he has been really, really good for us, and he's going to be a situational guy out of the pen, and that's a tough look for hitters to see, especially if they've seen big left-handed arm, you know, like we have in Kalen, or a power right-handed guy like Jacob Harris or KT. So Dylan's really put himself in a position to be successful.
Oh yeah, that ball looks like it's coming out about your waist and going to end up at your head coming out of his hand.
Yeah, and adding on to from what I heard from the guys about Driveline this summer is, I mean, obviously they improved throwing-wise and just overall in their baseball ability, but also just as it was a bunch of sophomores who went, or 7 sophomores who went, and just bringing them together and preparing them for their leadership roles this next year, and talking about how they want to change the program this year compared to last. And so, yeah, it just really bonded them, I think.
Yeah, this has been one of the better groups in the 3 years I've had in terms of guys being all together. And I agree with Jasmine. You can credit part of that to those guys spending the entire summer together, living with each other in in a townhome, and really at that point you're locked in the whole time.
And the first pitch to Mal, missing outside from Dylan. And that one outside again, and the count evens up at moves to 2 balls, no strikes. I've only gotten 1 email, and that was on Wednesday.
I told you, nobody emails anymore.
Except for the general working public, you're right.
Okay, but
I count 2 balls, 1 strike. She said the email in a communication like this is outdated.
I even text most of my professors. So, that's weird.
There's a swing and a miss. And they count 2 balls, 1 strike. Dylan working down the stretch with a runner aboard, 2 outs. There's a little tapper on the ground. John Law sits back on it, uncorks the throw across to Joel in time. But Team Seltzer scratches 1 more across after 5 innings of play here. Our score, Team Seltzer 4, Team Dawson 1.
And here comes the big dog out of the pen.
Jacob?
Yeah, he is. I tell you what,
Did you just call him Jacob?
Jacob?
he's
Jacob.
No, it's Jacob.
No, it's Jacob.
No, it's Jacob.
He's been a guy that has really, really taken off with the move to the bullpen. Last year as a freshman, had great stuff, and he actually started game 1 of the year for us last year, and it just never materialized over extended outings. And he went and pitched this summer for the Sedalia Bombers in the Mink League, and one of the top 5 collegiate leagues in the country. And he got a chance to play with guys likes of Trey Harris, who played at Missouri, who led the SEC in home runs. And it really kind of shot him to another level career-wise. He's come back and been consistently 87, 88 on the mound and up to 90 and 91. So he's one of those guys that I think if you check Twitter within the next 4 or 5 days, we're going to see an announcement on a commitment, because he's really drawn a lot of interest and done well for himself, and he is going to be a big-time impact arm for us out of the pen.
As we're in the top of the 6th, Team Dawson trailing here 4-1.
Whose change is this?
Probably Kyle's.
Well, finders keepers. Always need more change.
For those of you not familiar with Jasmine, we've established it. She'll do a lot of tasks for food. She likes tacos.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Almost anything, but not quite.
No, I mean, like I said, tasks, like
Okay.
maybe some chores or something like along those lines, right?
Right.
I won't volunteer my wife for cooking, but I can tell you that my yard could use the leaves picked up.
Hey, I'll do it. For that, I would babysit your kids over that, but, I mean, whatever is necessary.
Well, yeah, that's glutton for punishment right there. My kids are 2 and 5 and 8 months, going on 22, 21, and 8 months.
I babysit Dustin Gallion's baby Jackson, the head basketball coach, for those of you who don't know, here at Hesston College. And let me tell you, he's just one kid, but he's a rowdy little kid. He's just running around all the time. And I didn't think that,
Who does
I
that
thought
take
babies would just sleep. I was expecting him to just sleep, sit there, play with his toys.
It's
but no,
Dustin's son.
I have to occupy him.
It's Dustin's son.
True, I suppose.
That one stays loaded, Joel.
So if you ever need me, I think I'm prepared.
Try that times 3.
And your kids are cute, so
They get that from their mother.
Joel with a healthy swing and the ball down in the dirt, and they count 2 balls, 1 strike.
I saw the Littlest One's Halloween costume. So good.
Oh, they were Shimmer and Shine from Disney, and I'm not sure what that is.
I'm not sure what that is.
And they count 3 balls, 1 strike.
Is this what happens when you guys run into the 6th inning of ball games? You start talking about 5-year-old Disney costumes?
Hey, you know what?
Sometimes you never know where we're going to go.
Sometimes
We're just on the journey.
baseball talk just isn't enough.
Jacob misses outside to Joel. And Joel walks down to first base, and that brings up the marshal, John Law. John doubled in his last at bat. Then was caught stealing. Ran himself into out at third base.
Whew.
And John fouls one back. Kyle, in this fall World Series, how many home runs have you seen hit?
I think we've only hit 1 in
Okay.
the World Series. In terms of extra base hits, it's been pretty high. Some doubles, some triples, and Ryan botched that pitch down right there. But we've seen doubles and triples, and really, we only had 1 home run. I think John hit a ball about 3/4 of the way to the soccer goal during Game 1, and that's been about it. Ryan Morrissey hit 3 or 4 balls in consecutive order on Wednesday night that had to have combined to be about a foot foul. That's one thing I think this group will do, is we've got 6 or 7 guys with the ability to leave the ballpark, and I think we're gonna put up some home run numbers this year.
So John with a 1-1 count.
So you're saying I should practice my home run announcement voice?
Yeah, absolutely. Practice your home run announcement voice.
Done.
And there's a fly ball right side. Jeremy going back. And it's going to drop in front of Jeremy. John's going to have himself an extra base hit. Joel's coming home. And they're going to hold Joel up. And now Team Dawson making a little bit of noise. That's John's second double of the game.
Oh, dear.
I'll tell you what, shaded in that right center gap, and that ball just kept cutting away from him. Got up in the air and acted like there was a chance to get over his head.
Yeah.
The ball just kept cutting away from him. Jeremy, not the fleetest of foot. Catcher, outfielder, first baseman. We're just looking for any way to get Jeremy's bat in the lineup. He is, I think he hit 350 or 360 last year, and so we've tried right field, we've tried third base, we've tried first base, we've tried behind the plate, we've tried DH. Anything we can do to get him into the lineup, we will do.
And Zach takes a pitch inside, 1 ball.
Former Lark from last year, Carter Hone, says hello. He is not watching, but he said he'll watch the game later.
A swing and miss from Zach, and the count evens up at a 1-1.
Carter's actually in Seattle now, taking a gap year at Driveline after committing to University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. So we'll see what happens with Carter's career going forward.
There's a shot on the ground, base hit there right through the right side for Zach. A run coming home, second one on the way, and no play at the plate. John slipping in. Zach, a single. And there are 2 runs across for Team Dawson, much to the chagrin of Miss Pancratz.
All right, we got from Joseph Perez's mom and dad watching the game. Great hit, Joseph.
Okay. So Team Dawson scratches 2 back here in the 6th.
This has really been the hardest I've seen Jacob Harris get hit. And even when I say hard, we're talking about a fly ball that probably went 290 feet and a ground ball through the right side. But leadoff walks will kill you almost every time. So he's got a chance here, though. Go after Nick Platt and still leave KT with a 1-run lead going into the 7th.
Nick's 0 for 2 tonight.
I think it's just the weather.
That one too far in. I think he got 1 ball, no strikes. So we'll be in the hallowed hardwoods of Yost Center on Monday night, 6 and 8 o'clock, right here on the Lark Network. That one drifting away.
Mojo's parents also say, hello, Coach Kyle. Great series.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, we're glad you guys are watching. Guys, how many people are watching? Just
About 50.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, about as much as basketball games.
I'd like to see that more. We've had upwards of 600 watching before. So, family, friends, recruits. You guys are a recruit? Text in, email, tweet, live chat.
Yeah, I've talked to a few guys already today who were tuned in for this, and I know even I had to take a break from live tweeting on Wednesday because we had 2 or 3 guys come out to the ballpark, local guys who are recruits. So,
snap, throw over, diving back in, Zach. So we've talked about the weather in Texas. I'd like to know what Nick Platten's family is doing. What's the weather like in Australia? Jasmine will be on the live chat looking for that.
Yep.
Well, you're in summertime there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he tried telling me when we got here that it should be. Oh, what did he? I think he tried telling me it should be like summer, but it was already starting to be fall. And he was like, "It's the beginning of summer." I was like, "No, Nick, it's fall." He's like, "No, it's summer." I was like, I'm pretty sure I know my seasons, but I could be wrong. You're right. It's winter.
And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Nick.
Never
He's
know about
something
those
else.
guys from the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Rob C. says, go Nick, you're a champion, but nothing about the weather.
And Nick strikes out looking.
I don't know if he got that on the pitch of the swing, but that fastball really, really got in on his hands there.
Kind of tied him up a little bit. Alex will step in. Walked his last at bat.
I know Alex's dad was running around here. said he was in town in Wichita on business and was able to sneak up. So take
nice.
away one of your online viewers there.
Okay.
I know his mom was tuning in from back home, so.
And the count 0-1.
That was one of the great things about walking around during BP today is guys being overly excited about this opportunity. And, you know, in the spring, obviously we do this almost every game.
Yeah, home games.
But guys really excited about the fall, and especially with, I think, it being at the end and, you know, knowing, hey, I left either physically looking like something else or I left playing like something else, and to come back and be in a different spot, I think guys were really excited to show relatives, friends, family, that kind of thing.
All right, we have a weather update. Weather today in southern Australia is 22, lovely, and sunny. I'm guessing that is Celsius?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because, yeah, that would be pretty terrible.
71. Be equivalent to 71 degrees.
How was I supposed to know that?
I'm helping you out.
71, that sounds real nice. Maybe I'll go to Australia instead of Texas.
Oh, he dropped a baseball there on the mound.
Oh, a balk.
71 sounds like the amount of points the Cowboys will give up on Sunday.
What a roast.
Sorry, I saved that one for 3 innings.
Oh, man, that's good. That's a good classic.
I'm going to hear it from Rusty if it makes you feel better.
I'm just
My in-laws.
I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that. Alex Smith is still the quarterback. I'm just if Mahomes is in those maybe, but no, it's still Alex Smith.
You mean the current league MVP?
Yeah,
No.
he's doing pretty good, but I still don't like him.
Well, he's going to mail it in here soon.
Yeah, can't like a guy who wins games.
I feel like he's just been lucky so far. He'll
Very.
choke. He'll choke.
Very.
Oh, Cole's going to make a move here and head to the pen. It's going. Looks like we're going to see KT. This is a little early. I've never seen him extended for 5 outs. We'll see what we get here.
Scott Thomas from Hayes County sending support to the great Hambino, Rudy Garcia. Okay. The great Hambino. I like that.
Well, Rudy's going to hit here, so see what the support can do. Him down 1, first and second.
KT coming in to pitch.
Yeah, fellow Texan KT Gerald's coming in. So we're going to see a bunch of arms and legs flailing at you and some velocity.
Yeah, tomorrow night it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. I'll probably be a little more comfortable up in the Conway Springs press box. High school football on the radio. Probably won't have to worry about my hands getting cold.
I wanted to go to the Mays Wichita Heights game, but
So why don't you go?
well, I heard that it was at Mays tonight, and they also had
yeah, it
a
was.
soccer championship there. So they just told, like, the person who I was gonna go with or whatever, meet up there, said parking lot was gonna be busy. It was just gonna be crazy. So I was like, maybe another time. Mario Carrillo says, hello, Coach Kyle. Tuning in to watch our boy J-Law. Team looks good. Sam Carrillo says hello.
Ah, former
Sam.
Lark there, Sam. Now at Sul Ross University down in Western Texas. So Sam should make an impact for them this year. Left-handed pitcher. So it's good to see. It's good to see some former players and parents getting in here, Rusty.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's great to see the former, especially the former, that tune into these games and have such a vested interest.
We even saw that for the basketball games. Just the former Larks showing their support, and that's awesome.
KT deals. That one misses upstairs to Rudy.
All right, Jody Gerald's, or is it Gerald's? I'm sorry.
Gerald's.
KT. Gerald's? Okay, yeah, tuning in to say thank you for the opportunity to watch KT. You're welcome. Not that it was my doing, but
Jasmine will take all the credit.
I'll take the credit.
That's right. Rudy shoots one out there in the gap. That's going to be a base hit.
Oh, that ball's getting to the gap.
And Team Dawson has tied and trying to take the lead on Rudy's hit.
Oh!
And they will. Rudy drives in two with the double. Team Dawson has rallied with 4 runs. They now lead 5-4 here in the 6th.
Well, that won't do.
Jasmine, very pro-team Seltzer.
Very. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the scoreboard here. I got excited with outs and whatnot, so if we do this, now I can...
You're still missing a run.
No, I'm missing a lot of them.
There you go. 5-4 the score.
Yeah,
Is there not an out?
There's one out here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nick struck out.
Sorry, had to reset the board up here.
I tell you what, those rookies work on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm struggling enough trying to manage a ball club, and
You're not even coaching up here. You're just running the scoreboard. You're taking the observational point of view tonight.
oh, I
Well,
know.
I mean, he is coaching,
Struggle,
but
bus,
they can't hear
population, Kyle.
I'll tell you what. No, I'm doing a lot of mental coaching.
On the count, even 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talk about some fight, though. Come back and push 4 across in the top of the 6th. I don't think we're going to see Team Seltzer go away, though.
That curve stays upstairs, snapping almost a slider.
Yeah, he's really a 2-pitch guy, fastball slider. And when he's on, that thing is pretty good. He's got to pitch off the fastball and command it down, but I mean, you can see there's definitely some life there, and Garcia did the best thing is go get him early, because once he starts rolling, there's some velocity and there's a plus secondary pitch. So seems to fit right in along with bullpen guys, even at the and they're going to throw it away.
Whoa. Whoa.
And
What in tarnation?
Garcia makes a really, really good play. Former high school teammate Joseph Perez over there at third kind of turned his back and talking to the left fielder about positioning and where Kyle likes to hit the ball, and Garcia made a break for it, and KT just threw it away.
And KT comes back with a fastball to Kyler. I didn't even see how the out was recorded.
The out was not recorded.
Yep. I had it recorded.
What out are we talking about?
Huckabee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he struck out Huckabee.
Oh, that's what I was. Yeah, I didn't see that strikeout.
Nope.
Come on.
Yeah, the one that happened right in front of you.
Yeah, no, I was-
Fastball by him at 88, right
Yeah,
down
well,
the middle.
okay. Twitter things, trying
Somebody says, yeah, Rudy, awesome hit. Rudy's aunt says that. The
Okay.
beast came out. Wow. She's not wrong,
No,
unfortunately, for me.
A lot of extra base hits tonight.
there have been. 6-4 the score. Team Dawson now leading here in the top of the 6th. Kyler fights it off. And the count moves full. 3 balls, 1 strike.
For the count to be full, we're going to have to go 3
Three
balls
balls,
and
2
2 strikes.
3 balls, 2 strikes. I knew what I meant.
Well,
Still not baseball season yet.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of things, wearing a lot of hats. You're doing baseball, football, basketball.
See, the count is not even full yet, Rusty. That was 2-2.
Well, I was just going off what the scoreboard was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too.
Bad statisticians if you guys trust in the scoreboard.
You'd think the guy running it would be paying attention.
I got a college degree, but not for scoreboards.
Obviously. Kyler draws the walk. And that'll bring up Bob. 2 outs here in the 6th.
This game has come to a screeching halt over the last inning and a half. 10 runs scored in a ball game and 6 within the last 7 outs.
KT missing outside.
So, back to our conversation from earlier.
Which
You're
one?
saying that I won't get any baseball gear, or because, I mean,
Yeah, I believe that's what I said.
People notice a lot what I wear, and so representing baseball team would really just be an advantage for the guys, and overall a win-win.
Actually, Kyle, she's right. More people have noticed that she's wearing a Heston basketball shirt at the games now.
Exactly.
So, yeah, a little free pub.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I'm all for free publicity. I'll make sure to target people who are seen in public and get them some T-shirts. Rusty, do you need a shirt?
Sure,
Oh,
I sure could use a shirt.
Because I'm a Broncos fan, isn't it?
Not in the least bit. That's just adding to the reasons. No, but seriously, I do appreciate all you do coming up here and broadcasting and helping our guys out. And it's fun, I know, for them and for parents as well.
Elton misses upstairs and inside to Bob. And they count 2 balls, no strikes.
People are actually participating in the live chat this year, so that's good.
That's fun.
Keep it up.
Oh, man.
And a walk issued. Bob aboard.
Tell you what, the bullpen guys for Seltzer, who have been some of our better bullpen arms this fall, have really struggled to command it. Cole's going to take another visit. He may go get him right here.
Looks like he was.
And you know what? I think part of it has got to do with his inability to command it tonight, and that has not been KT at all. But I think part of it, too, is Cole playing for tomorrow with the pitch count rule. And, somebody's going to be up 2-1 after the evening, so he's going to have to go back to those guys. And with this being the exception to how they've thrown, I think he's going to trust them to come back tomorrow and try to put it on their shoulders again. And he's trying to run it kind of like the Royals a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Get to within 2 innings and hand it over to those 2 guys in the pen. And if you've got some guys like Colton tonight who could bridge the gap and go 4 or 5, that's going to make a huge difference. So.
We got a tweet from Chris Platten saying, enjoying watching Nick Platten playing for Heston from sunny Adelaide. Chris and Marie, and Jack Platten. Which is his dad, mom, and brother, I believe.
You are correct.
Pretty sure.
So who's coming in, Kyle? I didn't even see who was coming in.
This is Kentaro Sakia, better known as Kenny.
Kenny!
Seems like both of our Japanese players have been traditional American nicknamed by our guys.
Kenny and Bob.
Yeah, we've got. We've got. If you think about it, we've got an Australian shortstop, a Japanese third baseman, a Japanese pitcher. We've got a Puerto Rican left-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen right now.
International flavor.
Yeah, and actually, we got one of our Venezuelan guys, Jose, isn't with us. He got an opportunity with an international business firm to fly to Vancouver this weekend for kind of an internship and trade show fair.
Okay.
And so I know he and Vicky Andrus, who is the chair of the business department, flew out there. So that's an exciting opportunity for him. I know he wished he was here, but one of those things you can't pass up.
Right. Especially if that's furthering your education.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, that's one of those things that, I think he said 80 students from around the world selected a year. And so he's an incredibly intellectual kid. And so for him to get that opportunity, good for him.
You forgot Omar.
Oh, we've got Omar from Panama as well. We may be trying to figure out where else we got guys rocking in from.
Funny story about Omar.
Okay.
The day he signed, I was in Panama City, which is where he's from. The day he signed was my last day there.
That's right. You spent
and
almost 30 days in.
Yeah, I spent a month in Panama this summer, and so that was just a weird coincidence, and also just very cool.
Ball thrown away again. Another error.
Goodness gracious.
Kyler, it's third base stolen outright. There, I don't even think the throw was necessary, and Ryan throws it into left field and tack on another run.
Oh, well, she picked. I didn't see how the inning ended.
What?
And
Bob got off the bag there.
Okay.
And had the out recorded.
And
So
Chris Dawson, head coach Chris Dawson, didn't like it.
Yeah, not very happy. But you know what? I know what he will take is a 6 spot in the 6th inning. So hopefully he can go.
Yeah, Team Dawson has taken a lead 7-4.
Yeah, head to the dugout, grab a bite to eat, calm down, and realize that you're up 7-4. And
wait, there's food in the dugout?
I guarantee you with Coach Dawson, there's food in the dugout. So
What am I doing up here?
I've asked myself the same question for 6 innings now.
So Dylan comes in.
Pietro wants to know what the temperature is here.
Not warm.
I just said freezing.
Not warm.
He's in Arkansas, though? It can't be much better in Arkansas.
I bet it's 10 degrees warmer.
Really?
Well,
Can't say I've ever been there.
42 and foggy.
Can't say I really want to go.
I mean, you're not missing a whole lot.
I've been to Arkansas.
Good for you.
That's what I was going to say.
We would go on family vacation to Arkansas.
I tell you what, I think I could do this color commentary thing if it just involves talking back to you.
Roasting people?
Yeah, I see that. I mean, I'm just still waiting.
That's
I'm
pretty much what I do.
I'm not going to say a word about the Cowboys Chiefs on Saturday or Sunday. We know what's going to happen.
As long as we're not
Yeah,
talking
they're
about
going
the
to play.
Broncos.
They're going to play a football game.
Yeah, and
Somebody will win, somebody will
right.
lose, and at the end of the day, I still won't
And
like
at the end of the day, I get to roast one of you. So,
Yeah.
win-win for me.
Yep. Either way, nobody will care what you say.
You got me there.
Just give you a hard time. I don't get to enjoy the game from this side, Rusty.
No, you don't.
Usually, my comments are directed towards who's going to get loose, which guy's throwing
Yeah.
next, who's
And
going to play third.
Who's
Turn the
running at practice?
turn the music up so I can yell at these guys,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Drown out the words, even though we can still hear you. Turn it up louder.
Louder. No, Kyle doesn't yell. He does a great
No,
job.
he doesn't yell ever.
David steps in here. David tripled his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. Drew a walk, flew out, tripled, and takes a healthy hack at that one. He's quickly down 0-2.
Rudy's still getting a lot of love in the live chat. Go Ruru, attaboy Rudy from his mom and dad and his aunt.
And the curveball froze David. Absolutely had him fooled. As Cooper digs in. Cooper now 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout.
Come on, Coop. See, I feel like I don't have to be as unbiased.
That's right.
Because, I mean, both teams are larks. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we can be complete homers
Yeah.
for everybody.
Oh,
Exactly.
no doubt. Hey, the only thing that I voiced prior to Game 3 was my vote for whoever won Game 3 should win Game 4. Inevitably, it's
Little tapper.
if that ball's fair, it may be a hit. Oh, ball
That one
kicks
roll.
foul.
Does roll foul.
So I know that Team Seltzer's got two starters tomorrow, and Brad McBride and Kalen set up, and so he may piggyback those guys if he's got to get in it and force Game 5. And Team Dawson's at a little bit of a disadvantage with their number 1, Jordan Gessling, leaving after class yesterday to head to his sister's wedding and a college visit. So cannot be upset about that one, though.
Strike 3 called. Cooper didn't like it.
That ball looked like it was up and in a little bit.
Just a bummer.
That is the pitching coach behind the mound, though. So I'm not surprised that we're
That plate isn't 24 inches wide instead of 17.
no. I mean, I'll give him 20, and he's done a good job back there.
It's tough. I've umpired from back there before. You're 70-some feet away trying to see that down. And now you can't even see home plate very well.
Well, this is. I tell our guys all the time in the fall they get bad check swing right there and an easy out.
As Jeremy goes down on the little protect himself swing. 1-2-3 for Team Seltzer. Team Dawson comes up. They're up 7-4.
No, I was saying I tell our guys all the time, if you don't like umpiring in the fall in junior college, don't blink twice because it's coming back in the spring with guys in real unis. So it is all the same.
So got a text here. Rudy, Grandma loved your run. She needs to see another one from you. And what's going on here?
Somebody at Sooner_Okie88 on Twitter said watching at Heston baseball tonight from Oklahoma, and then they at you as well.
Okay,
Rusty.
Cool.
Yeah, and then he also said, I don't know Jasmine who's in the booth for at Go Larks, but I need to.
Oh.
So
I actually think that is I think that is
This is-
Amy Duncan, Zach Duncan's mother.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's right. They can follow me on Twitter. I tweet about nothing important.
True.
Jasmine tweets about less things important.
I tweet about my tweets are fire, every single one of them. So
Sure, Jazz. Sure.
And again, Rusty and I look at each other and wonder what that means.
No, unfortunately, I've been around enough kids that I get the idea of fire. So.
yeah, remember when I told you what it was last year?
No,
and
I
then
knew
you
what it
just
was.
overused it in
No.
the wrong ways.
Well, yeah, you're telling me something that I'm going to run with it. In
But
the
not in
the
the
most
right ways.
incorrect way possible. Joel's going to dig back in here in our 7th after that big 6-run inning in the 6th. Yeah, Phil and I can take stuff like that the wrong way and work with it. I was told my barbecue sauce was fire one time, so...
You are a talented individual when it comes to barbecue,
Thank
Rusty.
you. And Kyle, you haven't even had the ribs. Jasmine's had the ribs.
I have not. My cholesterol is bad enough.
Seriously, nothing on the ribs? You're too busy surfing Twitter to even say anything about the ribs?
Um,
oh, no.
Is this not my job?
Yeah, true.
That's what I thought.
That one downstairs to Joel. Yeah, that's my Twitter background is the ribs. Count 2-1 here to Mr. Ogletree. And Joel takes a healthy swing, misses. And they count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Kenny challenging him upstairs. Fastball and a fastball count, and Ogletree just swings through it.
And that curveball drops in for the strike. And now frustration showing from both squads at Thomas' strike zone. Like a true umpire wanting to get the game over with. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But seriously.
They may.
Just kidding,
They
but
may
not at
not
all.
be jawing at each other after the game. They
Yeah.
may be jawing at Coach Kellner.
That could be a dangerous proposition. He can make them run poles or carry the hammer to run poles. There you go. Loser has to carry the hammer to run poles.
Yeah, we're going to pass on that, but I appreciate you trying to interject in the coaching.
Trying to help out. Yeah, just do what I can.
That's all right. I'll go. I may shoot down tomorrow and umpire, and the pitchers will then be equally as unhappy. We'll be running scenes out of the movie Major League with ball 4, ball 8, ball 12.
The 0-2 coming up.
That went right over my head.
Strike 3. Jasmine's never seen Major League.
I'll tell you what, Jasmine, if you want anything free from the baseball department, you better watch Major League.
Okay, on my list. Is
I got a
there
text
anything
here.
else? I need a checklist.
I got a text here saying Ryan's tweets are more fire. So, challenge thrown down to Jasmine.
Wait, who's Ryan?
Yeah, we're not sure, but
Ryan Morrissey.
Really?
I'm guessing Ryan's tweets are more fire.
seems doubtful. I don't think Ryan's much of a Twitter guy.
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Spends more time in the weight room, less time on Twitter.
Well, that's good.
Drinking milk.
Drinking milk. The 1-0 coming up here to Zach. One stays a little low. Zach singled, advanced to second on a balk.
It's the first one of those I've seen all fall. Ball being dropped, and you don't get very many balk calls without umpires.
No, you don't. Awfully tough to do that.
Leave it to junior college baseball to see something you haven't seen yet.
Oh, you never know what you're going to get. As Zach draws the walk. That's one thing I was not prepared for. Was this I had to make a makeshift scorebook.
Oh,
I haven't restocked after this summer of baseball and using my scorebook for the kids I coached. So,
that was the California Penal League.
they're great. They're good. We learned how to write letters.
Sweet.
No, loved our kids. We coached 5th and 6th grade kids. Had a great time this season. We'll coach them, the 5th graders. It'll be our 2nd year, and I should hopefully have golf coach Chris Franz's child on our team this summer. He wants to play. Tyler's a good little baseball player. Actually, both of Franz's kids are good baseball players.
Yeah, Chris spends most of his day in my office asking me for teaching tips, and so I'm not terribly surprised they're good players.
Yeah.
I am surprised, however, though, that the golfers are still as good with he spends that much time focused on baseball.
Same.
They got some kids that can really play, though.
Shade thrown at Mr. Franz.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
he's not even here to defend himself.
Coach
Oh,
Franz?
And I'll make sure that he knows this.
Oh, I will text him right now and let him know. We share an office.
absolutely.
We share an office wall, so it's never very.
Yeah,
far.
tell him I'll babysit his kids too. I've told him before. And
I've told him that too, Jasmine.
I don't think this is a solicitation service for
what
you.
does solicitation even mean?
As Nick takes a strike on the 3-0 count.
Rudy's aunt says, "Thank you, Larks Baseball, for streaming this game. You guys are awesome and super entertaining." You're welcome.
Fouled out of play, and the count full to Nick. We're trying. Keegan doing a great job with the camera work, as always.
Keegan has really stepped up his game. We've got him. Keegan's doing everything on campus. If we're not careful, this guy's going to run the entire media department here.
I'm for him.
Basically do.
That one misses upstairs on ball 4. Got away from Kenny a little bit. Runners now at the corners as Team Dawson trying to get a couple more insurance runs up.
I'm not sure if they've picked up on something, but that's the third time they've tried to steal third base, and Duncan was running on the pitch, and I don't care if that ball is thrown for a strike or a ball. He's going to steal third standing up. He got a great jump. I guess if it's a strike, it's strike 3, but even a ball that Morrissey can handle, he's going to steal it standing up. That's his second one of the night.
That one misses downstairs.
No, caught the corner.
Oh,
Keller,
did it?
Keller called it a strike.
Well, from my perspective, in a normal game, that misses downstairs.
Well, you and I have seen stranger things from junior
That's
college
true. That's
umpires.
true. We saw some umpires that didn't even show up last season.
Now,
They were ghosts.
that was an interesting one. That was the day my son was born.
That's right.
I will always remember that.
That's right. Because I asked Coach Spitz, who was filling in, where the umpires were, and he just kind of gave me a look. We don't know. Both teams are ready to go here. Ran over to Yost Center, where they normally change, and nobody's there, and realized this isn't good. And it was through no fault of Heston Colleges or Northern Oklahoma. So, hey, Kyle, one thing I wanted to ask you that we haven't talked about is the community service your guys have done.
Yeah, we've really hopped on two things this fall. We've had our guys go out and do Habitat for Humanity, who's doing a build in Newton, about 10 miles south of here, and completely sheetrocked the inside of the house. Actually, we followed volleyball. They went the week before, and Dee Dee took her girls in, and they did some mudding and went through and did that, and then we were able to come in and sheetrock the whole thing, and it was cool. You get to see guys in a different environment, I think. And I hope his folks are listening, or at least his mother is, because she'll laugh. But Jacob Harris acted like he had done sheetrocking his entire life, and I know where Jacob Harris is from. He's never done sheetrocking ever. So he had boots that he just bought at Walmart the day before to look like he was used to handy stuff.
That's
But
funny.
you get to see guys in a different environment,
Right.
and especially one of the cool things with Habitat is a board member actually came by and served dinner to our guys each time we were out there, and so they were able to sit down and visit with her, and she kind of told the general story of Habitat, but also how she got a Habitat home, and kind of her story coming through there, and then we also did a bunch for the Hurricane Relief initiative in Houston, and their baseball program down there kind of got behind. Baseball and basketball program with Kelvin Simpson there got on and had schools sending logoed merchandise down, unused, things like, hey, when Nike sends us shirts, shorts, shoes. And so we ordered a couple extra sets of everything and sent it down. And we had guys doing the same thing. And we've actually got 5 kids from the Houston area. So it was when that hit, it was a huge impact. And then also we sent some stuff to Puerto Rico too. We've had a lot of Puerto Rican guys in our time here at Heston, but currently Carlos Rodriguez, who's taking the mound for Team Dawson, who I know is just in here to face Kalen Haynes in a left-on-left matchup. Carlos's family got hit pretty hard in Puerto Rico, and thankfully came through unscathed and lack of power and some food, but their house was spared and their cars were spared, and I know he had a rough time not being able to talk with family or be around, but thank God everybody's okay. And,
right.
So we were able to help out in all those ways, and it's been great to see our kids involved in stuff off the field and out of the classroom too.
And if you want to read an article about Carlos Rodriguez's family / situation there and just his thoughts on the whole Puerto Rico hurricane situation, I wrote an article about it for the Heston Horizon, which you can find on their website. So go check that out if you want to.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Who wrote the article for the
Platts? Platts?
No, for the sports and service initiative.
I don't know. Wasn't me.
I don't know.
When we talked about community service and team building and
On the Horizon?
Hey, Big Stack signing in from the Morrissey household. So Big Stack's watching.
oh, cool.
Glad to have Big Stack on.
Pleasure to meet you.
And they count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kalen fouls one off on the
Come
right
on,
side.
That
Kalen.
ball's going to get into the bullpen.
And the count's still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
John Law hit the bullpen fence there pretty hard. Newly constructed bullpen fence, I might add, so...
He didn't knock it over, did he?
Excuse
No,
me,
if he did, we'd have an issue.
gentlemen.
Yes.
Will Game 4 be live?
Game 4 will not be live. This is the only game of the series that will be live, as Rusty's got some other commitments for Heston High School football.
Yep.
We've also got
Through
some
the Ad Astra Radio Network.
some other sports rolling around, and so I know usually
But Twitter will be.
Twitter will be live. We'll be live tweeting. The ball's gonna be caught for 1 out here in the 7th, but yeah, we will be live tweeting updates at Heston Baseball with every hitter. So not sure we can respond fast enough to people chiming in, but we'll definitely make sure that everything is updated. And we're going to see, like I said, Carlos came in to get 1 guy and 1 guy only. He's going to turn it over to Booger coming in from the pen. Hunter Reinberger.
The unfrozen caveman pitcher.
I tell you what, if we had a football team, I think Hunter goes 6'4",
Yep. he should be
285. We've got Kalen Haynes is 6'8", and a large individual. Ogletree. I mean,
Who surprisingly never played football in high school, which makes me mad because he should have.
well,
Did you-
they didn't have a high school football team.
Did you text Coach Franz?
Yep.
I did not.
Okay, because he's
Coach
showing up. I
Franz?
just saw him.
Oh, is he really?
I heard him drive on by. Yep.
Oh, no, I didn't. I had better things to do with my time.
Whoa.
Oh, no, that was more of a dig at Rusty.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
And and if Chris was here, who's our golf coach, he'd appreciate my sentiment. So,
Oh, no. Chris and I are good friends.
hey, how's duck hunting this fall?
We don't duck hunt.
Yeah, but if you know someone who does, let me know because I want to go duck hunting.
Pheasant?
We pheasant hunt.
Okay,
Hasn't started.
okay.
A week from tomorrow.
Did anybody hear me?
Kyle and I are having a chat here. And you're
Around
trying to-
me, yeah.
we know, because you're trying to get on someone to have someone take them duck hunting.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it seems I've got a bunch of guys this year went deer hunting.
Deer, yeah.
Last year, all of our guys went duck hunting.
That's right.
Oh,
The year
there's just 2 of them. Carter and Kyler?
No, there's more than that. And the year before that, Cody Widman led a charge of guys who went duck hunting as well. So
Right.
they seem to find a way to sneak out and get some stuff done.
Yeah, Carter and Kyler took me last year, and it was a
That's
blast.
right. You wrote an article about that last
Yeah,
year.
I did. Grand old time.
Jasmine actually got her hunter safety and is going to join us in the field to chase pheasants. I was actually informed of that by Carissa Slayball, one of the basketball players. She ran up to me and said, Jasmine, I took hunter safety. Will you take us hunting? I said, yes. She goes, good, because Jasmine said you would take us hunting. I said, without asking, Jasmine just demanded that we take her hunting. That's kind of how Jasmine rolls. She kind of demands things.
You know, you're fortunate for you.
Okay.
This is a 2-year institution. Enrollment is not forever, and you should be free of this commitment soon.
I will miss Jasmine incredibly much when she's
Yeah,
gone.
you act like you'll never hear from me again.
Me or Rusty?
Me.
No, I know I'll hear from you. I'll
Yeah.
hear from you all the time.
Hey,
I'll probably tune in and roast whoever takes my place next year. Just critique everything they do.
absolutely. Good for you.
Good for you.
Then
But you're one of the first ones to do it, and you've
That's
done it.
true.
yes.
You've done it well, which
Thank
has been
you.
exciting. No, seriously, that's awesome. Coach Kellner's getting razzed out there by the fans. There's a large turnout here.
There is.
Yeah.
There's been a
I'm
great
surprised
turnout.
they're still here.
Reinberger out of the pen. This has kind of been
Come on.
the third head of the three-headed monster in the bullpen
Come
with
on.
him and Harris and KT. But he's going to try to shut the door for Dawson right here.
And he unfortunately missed a large portion of the season last year.
He actually redshirted last year.
Oh, really?
okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Redshirted last year, so this will be his redshirt freshman year. And he's a guy who's already drawn
Smart.
some significant interest from 4-year schools back home, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, that area.
that one missing.
Oof.
Takes a bounce off.
Garcia
down there.
wore that one right in
Yeah.
the ankle, I think, and that ball cut late. Great.
It always hurts more in the cold. It seems to always hurt more in the cold.
Yeah, no, it is. I guarantee you Rudy's probably not cold right now, though, after 7 innings behind the plate. Ball's going to leak foul. But, yeah, it's one of those ones. I don't know that it hurts more in the cold, Rusty, as so much as it'll hurt more tomorrow morning when he
That's
wakes
true.
up. Because he's not gonna feel it right now. You get the initial shock of, man, that didn't feel great. And Rudy's a tough kid, and he'll power through. But when he wakes up tomorrow morning to get ready for Game 4, he's going to know that he wore that one off the ankle last night.
What time is Game 4 tomorrow?
Game 4 tomorrow will be a noon first pitch, and I know leadoff walk right there. The first batter Reinberger faces. It will be a noon first pitch, and Team Dawson is going to go with Jonathan Law, and Team Seltzer is going to counter, I believe, with Brad McBride.
Okay.
So that'll be the Game 4 matchup is Law versus McBride. So two guys who will pitch in our rotation next spring. So that'll be a good one.
Hunter forcing to work out of the stretch now with 1 out. That one misses inside. Hunter trying to induce a ground ball and a double play.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to turn 2 with Logan. Logan is a plus runner. So unless the ball's hit really hard or on a line right at somebody, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to have a tough time turning 2 with him going down the line. I'll tell you what, the more dangerous thing may be, though, the fact that Stivers on deck. If Logan can find a way on base, Stivers is one swing away from pushing this thing into extra innings because he can leave the ballpark whenever he wants.
So we'll see what happens. 1 out in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter deals.
Good pitch.
Curveball backing in for strike 2.
This is that situation where for Logan it's almost better to strike out versus rolling over into a potential double play, even as well as he runs.
Chopper on the ground. John Law goes the only way he possibly can. Let that throw go, and you saw John's arm right there. As he might have stumbled a little bit, but uncorked the throw, let it go across, and that brings up Josh.
Oh, that is a huge out, especially with Stivers and then Perez right behind him. Both guys swinging it well, and a chance to keep this. Really, now go attack Stivers and try to put it away, and not really worry about what happens. But that's a big out, and
it was a big out.
It's a big arm guy over there at third too, with some plus arm strength. So just does help throwing across the diamond to 6'5".
All right, we got a chat from Seamus. Watching my cousin Dylan from a very snowy northern Wisconsin. Baseball season seems far away. Go Team Dawson. Thanks for streaming.
Seamus, I will specially order some of that snow here. We just want snow-covered winter, please.
Whoa,
thank you.
Speak for yourself.
No.
We is not we.
No, we want a snow-covered winter.
Hey, I'm great with snow-covered winter. Can it be gone by January 10th when we kick off spring practice?
No, I'm thinking more like February 1st.
I'm thinking
February 2nd, the Larks open up in Dallas.
Hey, that's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'll forget in February.
Yeah, that's
Same.
what I mean. I won't remember.
You going with us to Dallas this year, Rusty?
Heston College has
Whoa,
basketball.
why don't I have an invite?
We play basketball the following day. So
The third?
no. Yeah, the third's at home.
Try to take you on the road.
I know.
We've taken...
What am I, chopped liver? I want to go on the road.
Talk to the man to your right. I'm not in charge of that.
He's acting like I'm not even here. So
He
it's
kind of is acting like you're not even here. I see that.
I can't afford to take you on the road.
Well, you can afford to take Rusty on the road?
Yeah, because I can room with Rusty.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. It's because I'm a girl, then, isn't it?
That is,
Yeah,
in this situation, that is the case. If Megan Fowler, our athletic trainer, goes, you can have an invitation.
Bet.
You need to go talk to Megan.
And also, you know what? This spring, throw me a couple slices of pizza when you guys order some, would ya? I have the same exact schedule as these guys, not eating dinner. It would be nice to get pizza once in a while when they do.
Man, 2-2 count here. Reinberger with the pitch, ball outside.
Actually, 3-2.
Sorry, I got caught up being chastised.
Yeah, well, get used to it. I've been hearing this now for almost 2 years now. We're working on 2 years.
If you'd like to be the volunteer assistant instead of here, the offer
Okay.
stands. Keegan. Talking to our video guy, Keegan, up here.
Wow.
Would you want the headset?
He's done it before.
Oh, good pitch, ball down.
Swing and a miss swing and a miss there by Joseph.
I tell you what, Rusty. In a general perspective, though, having this, I mean, this game especially, but broadcasting this,
Right.
This coming down to, I mean, really, you're talking about one swing ties the ball game, one pitch wins it. I mean, definitely got the right pitch or the right game to do, and this has been fun.
All right, a simple solution here. I just need
Our next
home.
goal to improve the broadcast is to get some different camera angles. That's our next goal.
Reinberger struggling
Come on.
to command it here.
I just need a bomb. That's all I need.
Pushing for extra innings here, Jazz.
Yeah, she's a Team Seltzer. She's Team Seltzer.
She was pretty vocal out in front on Twitter.
Yeah, she was.
The
I was the first one.
Team Dawson ran away with our Twitter poll of predict the winner, and they ran away with Game 1, and Cole came storming back.
Yeet.
I think Cole's really
Swing and a miss.
Cole's
by Joseph.
really going to kick himself if they lose this ball game, having scored 3 runs in games 1, 2, and 3 in the first inning, and only coming away with 1 W.
I'm going to kick him too.
That one misses outside.
Ooh, a lot of sound coming.
Tell you what, this is going to put runners in motion, and ball in the gap is easily going to score Stivers, who can run a little bit.
Big pitch right here. Swing and a miss, and Team Dawson rallies for the victory as they come away with a 7-4 victory. Guys, it has been a lot of fun up here. Kyle, glad you could put the headset on and see how the other half lives, so to speak, up here in the box.
Oh, Rusty, I greatly appreciate you having me. Jasmine,
yeah.
Thanks for doing this for our guys. And you guys seriously do a tremendous job.
Thank you.
And what an awesome product for not only our student athletes, but for parents and supporters. And I can't thank you guys enough. So thanks a bunch for having me and allowing me to go back and forth with you guys and swing by the office, and I'll get both of you a free T-shirt, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Kyle. Guys, we will be broadcasting Hessen College basketball on Monday, 6 and 8. Stop by, see your players, their teammates, their friends, their mod mates. Tune into that. That's at 6 and 8 right here on the Lark Network. Until then, we'll see you guys in the spring in 2018. For Kyle Howell, Jasmine Pankratz, I'm Rusty Witcher saying thanks, and we'll see you in the spring.